Greetings, everyone. I'm Big Bacon from Big Bacon's Bunker. I just want to take a moment to remind everybody this holiday season to make sure to cherish time with your loved ones, and to remind you that if you're looking for the perfect gift for your toy fan or collector, be sure to stop by Hella Dope Toys. They are a small independent company of action figure and collectible e-tailers with a nice little selection. They are competitively priced, ship quickly, and pack thoroughly. So, yes, any of you who've had any Amazon or Walmart disasters with shipping, you don't have to worry about that with them. So make sure you swing on over to HellaDopeToys.com. Check out their selection, and I hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. Beautiful day for some bacon. Would you have some? Could you have some? Such a lovely day for some bacon now. Fry up a pig, ignore the cow. Would you have some? Would you like some? Everybody needs some bacon just like me. Something else. God, I suck at rhyming. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. A beautiful day for some bacon. Would you have some? Could you have some? Won't you have some bacon?
Welcome
to the neighborhood.
That was good, man. Congrats. I like that you learned editing.
I was sitting in my truck this morning, and I'm like, if I'm going to have, once a month a jump-in show for anybody to join, I need to, title it. I need to do something. And yeah, I wrote that song in about 6 seconds.
That's right. I mean, hey, it works. I love it.
Let's see. Oh, wrong phone.
Oops.
This is the one I need. So, Aaron the Toy Enhancer just finished his live for the night.
Okay.
Had some exciting little trivia over there. Gave some stuff away.
Nice.
And yeah, slowly but surely, some of his people that were there are maybe coming over here. So,
oh, good.
Krusty, it's good to see you here.
Didn't realize Aaron was having a live. I was just watching an old Beardo episode of reacting to Nuke's Top 5 because that was funny to me.
Yep. Kelly, always good to have you here. So, anybody who's not familiar with a jump in, jump out show, if you scroll to the top of that little comment section there's a nice little link that will lead you somewhere where you will be here with us.
You can join the stream. You.
Exactly. And the thing about a drop in, drop out show, really, it's not. What's the word I want to use? It's not rehearsed. There's no set topic. There's no. We just discuss whatever's on our mind at the time.
We have rehearsals?
Yeah, you weren't there.
Oh.
The Rockettes got pissed and had to leave.
Oh, no.
Well, it says we've got 6 viewers.
Yeah, so anyway, what you been up to?
About 275.
Yeah.
No,
well, I got this big stack of games today after 2 years of waiting for them.
Yeah, I saw your big stack of games. Yeah. What I have here are a bunch of lists that I'm going through and going, okay, that one was good. That one was bad. No. Doing top 10 lists sucks.
I have a top 50 list. I'm going
to do a full countdown?
Yeah, I'm going to do a full countdown next week. I'm going to do 5 days.
I think I'm currently at 50 classifieds. just under 50 legends, and I'm at 90 Black Series for the year. And then I just grouped the other lines into their own separate category.
Yeah, I just decided I'm not going to separate the lines. I'm just going to say what my favorite crap was. Period. And just leave it at that.
You've inspired me for next year. Sounds a hell of a lot. No, it's not, because then I still have to take down notes of everything I've gotten in the year, and 78 classified.
Well,
Hey, Stinky Cat's here.
yeah, I think I bought like
Stinky Cat just won a Sergeant Slaughter over on Aaron's channel.
yeah, I think I bought like 15.
We also have Aaron here.
Hey, Aaron. Yeah, I think I bought like 15 or 20 classified. I didn't buy that many.
Are you referring to the non-army building 2-pack? My God, that had to be the stupidest marketing idea ever.
Which
highly anticipated, much wanted army builder, super battle droid, and we're gonna give you a regular battle droid, but no regular head. C-3PO's head's on it.
No, I'm out of Black Series, so I saw that though, and I was like, oh man, that's bad. That is so bad.
Aaron.
Hey, Aaron.
So, for those of you that just jumped in here, if you scroll to the top of the conversation, the chat box, there's a link there if you want to jump into the stream. You know, I wouldn't have had a problem with that C-3PO head if they had also given you a normal head. Or thinned it with the normal head on it and a C-3PO head on the side.
I mean, logically speaking, that is an easy one. That is so easy. Boom. 2-pack, having swappable head, boom. You're done. But it's like, nah, we don't want to sell anything.
Stinky one again? Good Lord. That freaking snow serpent left, and it was like, okay, I'm done. And we got somebody else joining in here.
Hi.
Greetings, Krusty.
Hey. I just wanted to say hi. I was passed by the show. I was watching Aaron the Toy Maker, and he recommended I come over and check you guys. Sitting in my garage, freezing my balls off up here in Ottawa, and thought I'd try that thing you told us to do with the scroll.
Well, welcome to the stream.
Thanks. I'm going to jump off here in a second. I got to go, but I wanted to try it and say thanks. You taught me something new today.
You should always be learning.
That's right. Right, well, great show, guys. I'm going to continue to watch, but thanks very much.
Take care.
Adios. Yeah, I don't know why all my stuff went away.
What did you do?
Oh, I did everything.
What happened there?
I don't even know.
There's a fancy new background.
Yeah, I just noticed that the name tags aren't popping in and out.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's weird. I know I had a name tag. I had a name tag when I started. Well, anyway.
The government came and took it. Taxation's a bitch.
Damn you, government.
So tomorrow, my Goliath should be here.
Oh, cool.
I don't know if you saw this, but Target was selling a bunch of stuff at Ross level, Ollie level prices today.
I've finished the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon wave. Yeah.
Yeah.
They should be here tomorrow and Thursday.
I got Goliath for $6 plus shipping.
Yeah, I mean it's Ollie's prices. I'm like, okay, fine.
I'm sitting there going through the list, going, I have it. That's not much of a deal. Goliath, you're coming home. Exactly. I mean, you could 2 different army building items You buy 20 of those, you've got 2 armies.
Yeah.
Nobody wants an army of, oh, yeah.
Even though that's a funny scene, it's one of the few scenes I liked in the Attack of the Clones. It was like, God, why did they put that on the battle droid and not do a swappable head? God, even the vintage scale one had a swappable head. They actually did that with vintage scale, and it did have the swappable head, so you could technically army build that.
Yeah. In fact, yeah, was there a 2-pack or were they 2 individual single cards? Because there was a C-3PO with the battle droid head as well.
I think there was. I think I'm trying to remember because I think it was Droid Factory, and it was a part of the Droid Factory that could attach to Geonosis. But
I'm watching you, Crow.
But the funky part was that it was that piece was so mundane you could conceivably grab it and repeat it for eternity. I mean, it was just one of those pieces.
Well, I mean, the way that the regular battle droid is engineered, the ball is way up on top of a long neck,
Mm-hmm.
and the neck itself swivels on a long, thin pole that goes down into the body.
Right.
So just engineer a new piece where the neck disconnects there at the ball peg at the shoulder, pop on a C-3PO, and boom.
That's what the vintage one did. By my recollection. I mean, it's been a little while. I have it. It's just like I haven't looked at it in a very long time. Like at least 10 years.
Yeah, I just did the Jedi Survivor a couple weeks ago, that battle droid.
Mm-hmm.
Which one are you referring to? Aaron, the super or the regular battle droid?
But you see, that's what aggravates me about Black Series is they pull stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with it anymore.
Yeah. See, the ball joint is way up there on the top of this headpiece.
Right.
And the neck itself just has a hinge.
Yeah.
Down here at the bottom.
Oh God, I'm pointing with my mouse. That's exactly how the vintage one did. Pop the head off. C-3PO head had a post you could put in on the shoulder. And it just sort of popped in, and it was like, it wasn't perfect, but it was decent.
Yeah, I mean, even if they just make that pole pop out, and put C-3PO's head on a pole like that, boom.
I mean, the engineering's been done, so that's the point. Is like you just gotta upscale it.
Yeah, this is the Jedi Survivor one.
Giggity. That's not a bad looking one. I mean, again, though, it's just so much.
I didn't mind this one nearly as. This one is nice. The Republic Commando one looked kind of goofy.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that they had those eye slots painted, because it's a dark head, and then they've got these white eyes, and they just look like.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, we were just discussing that a little bit ago. You want to tell them your plan, or are you going to surprise everybody when it's done?
My plan, it's pretty public knowledge. I mean, I'm doing a plan of just my favorite figures of the year, every line, everything, and just run it down and run it over the next week of 10 a day, and just go from 50 to number 1.
I will be doing a Marvel Legends top 10. And probably the same day I'll release my Marvel Legends worst of the worst. I will be doing my Black Series top 10. Worst of the worst. Same day. My G.I. Joe, I don't have really a worst of the worst, I don't think. So I'll probably just include like the bottom ones, the ones that really kind of disappointed on my top 10. And then my other lines, the Lightning Collection, the D&D, the Halo stuff, that'll all be kind of combined into one.
Gotcha.
Of course I'm toxic.
You're so negative. You're doing bottomless.
Dude, negative. Oh, you are talking negative. Somebody sent me a Secret Santa box today
Yeah, I saw. Okay,
filled with
I just
Hot
had to
Wheels.
show
I'm
you.
going,
I have a green rabbit in my collection, and I'm so negative, right?
and he's on one of my lists, but I'm not going to tell you which one.
Okay.
Yeah, my lists are a little bit different because I've got a bunch of stuff that is loose.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a bunch of stuff that's boxed that's from older times.
Yeah.
So my list is anything that I've reviewed from
Right.
January to January.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
I did that last year.
Technically speaking, my ARC Trooper Echo qualifies for this year.
I did that last year for the
I
simple
should have
reason.
snuck in Jesse and Fives because then I could have had all three compete against each other. But no.
Right. That's what I did last year for the simple reason that I really forgot what came out last year and what I bought in the process. I was just like, I'll just do lists of the things I bought. That way it'll be
Yeah, because
easier.
trying to find a definitive timeline on when something releases,
Yeah.
it's not possible.
Right.
Well,
Well, I mean,
this was due to release in January 3rd, but it would appeared in some stores on December 15th.
yeah. I was talking about that today. On Lyle's Figures Files. He did his top 10 legends, and like his top one was Spiral from the X-Men Retro Wave, and a lot of people argue that one is actually from 2022 because it came out in December. But like, who actually got it in December? It was like 5 people. Some people got
if
it.
he paid the people over in Asia to mail it to you immediately, then
yeah, exactly. That's what they did. So like most everybody got it in 2023. So I always count it as 2023. So
I have a
but
new
I was
addition to
talking
my
him.
display.
Yeah, I was talking to him. I said, to me, it's perfectly viable, but to other people, are going to argue with you. You convinced me today never to buy that figure. Oh my God. I've never seen a review that told me never buy a figure.
Spiral at Ross for $6. Way to go, McDysentery. That's right. I'm the guy that says it right. So, as I said before, anybody who's just now jumping in, there's a link at the top of the chat if you feel like jumping in and joining us. It's a jump in, jump out at your leisure stream.
Yeah.
Yes, Lieutenant Falcon did come out this year. Yes, he's on one of my lists. No, I'm not telling you which one.
Gotta give you some suspense, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Because me and Aaron, we had a fun little conversation during his trivia tonight.
Oh, really?
He asked about the Ugly Joe that came out. Everybody said Falcon. I said Lady J.
Oh, the retro one was this year. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one that got that heavy 80s makeup that looks like Steve Tyler.
Yeah, I didn't get that one.
Yeah. But apparently he thinks Falcon's ugly.
I was more...
Not all military people look like supermodels.
Yeah, I was more disappointed in CoverGirl just because, well, she's supposed to look like a supermodel. She looked like Joan Rivers.
Yeah. That was actually the worst of the year.
Yeah, I really think it was.
I'm still waiting to find the proper head for her. Maybe I'll use my new hairless Baroness head.
And I get a little upset with people who do find an alternate head. It's like, oh look, I used the Black Widow head. I'm like, yeah, now Black Widow is CoverGirl.
Now she's part of G.I. Joe.
Yeah, that doesn't work for me because you just put on Black Widow's head. Or I'm trying to remember. Moonstone. Yeah, okay, Moonstone is now CoverGirl. That doesn't work for me. I'm trying to think of many of them, but it's like whatever. I still see the other figure.
Okay, you know what? McDysentery is on fire right now.
Okay.
He's batting 1,000. Female Joe Figs look like goddesses next to my retro-carded Invisible Woman.
She had some buck teeth. That's true. Not going to argue that point. Oh God! Hey, Lauren.
I will agree that the figure does not look like perhaps it should. In the cartoon, they made everybody look like impressive physical specimens. I think we can agree on that. And yet, in the military, you get people that look like me.
But wasn't that part of Falcon's character too? Was that he was very attractive?
Oh, he was full of himself, cocky, prideful.
Yeah.
And yeah, people who look good tend to have that effect. I personally wouldn't know.
I mean, I just got that from that cartoon, from the cartoon movie.
Yeah.
Was that, he was really attractive, and like, yeah, girls did find him attractive, but he was also very cocky, so it did turn some girls off.
Well,
I mean, it doesn't help when Don Johnson is your
yeah, I can tell you the easiest way to turn women off is for me to tell them I love them.
That happens. That happens all the
They
time.
disappear too. Where they go, I can't say.
I don't have my soundboard, so I can't do the sad music.
I don't have a soundboard. I have literally.
I don't have a soundboard. I literally have just
two phones that are playing off of each other. One to monitor chat more detailed, and one to actually talk into.
How did you get all these people in here? We never had these people.
I don't know. I saw up to 10 people at one point.
Okay.
It kind of scares the crap out of me. Crow, I don't know you that well, but I think I love you. That is an astute observation.
I like that one.
Yeah, like I said, the face probably didn't look like it was supposed to, like it should have. They go to the dungeon. I don't have a dungeon. I just have a hole.
What dungeon?
In the yard.
Is it the dungeon with the dragon in it?
It puts the lotion on the skin.
Oh, that dungeon.
I can't even get my soundboard to work half the time. I don't even have a computer. I do everything on my phone.
I've never tried.
Hey, Jason Evangelista's here.
Hey, Jason, how you doing?
And because I did forget to mention it earlier, Lawrence has decided to join us.
I said Lawrence's name, and you didn't even hear me.
I love Crow. He's the man. Check out his channel, Bacon, when you get a chance. I will definitely do that. Trusty old Crow. Sounds like a name I should be able to find.
Yeah, we might be able to find that one easy.
Oh, goodness. Aaron, you beautiful beast. I'm starting to sense a bromance developing there, and I don't want to get in the middle
son of a bitch.
Yeah, I just finished my worst of the cross lines, and this guy fell off the desk and onto my foot. And this is a heavy son of a bitch.
You know what surprised me? How heavy it is.
My mama?
Jolly old Saint Nick. He's kind of a heavy mamma jamma. He's not heavy like the Blob, but I mean, he's heavy.
Don't get me started on that line.
Oh, I'm not a big
tooth and nail last Christmas trying to get Sergeant Claus. Could not get my hands on one.
Okay.
Was monitoring all year this year near Christmas. And then out of nowhere, in like the middle of the day, it popped up and sold out. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Dude.
Of course, I was on Ambien.
Yeah, okay. This one I actually pre-ordered last year when they were doing the kind of Kickstarter thing. It wasn't really Kickstarter, it was just like if we get enough pre-orders, we'll make it. So I jumped on this one because it corrected the hair. Well, it's not the
Yeah,
yellow
it wasn't
hair.
that yellow dingy.
Yeah, no, it's not that yellow one. It's the white hair, which is what I wanted. I was like, oh yeah, I'll go after that. And then, waited a year and it came yesterday.
I appreciate that, Jason. At least I do. I won't speak for Robert.
Oh, I appreciate anybody who catches my comment. Gosh, that letter to Hasbro today. Yeah, Hasbro.
Yeah, that was an interesting. Your daughter's how old again? 5?
Yeah.
Surprisingly articulate for a 5-year-old.
That was, I just came up with that on a whim, and it was like a letter to Santa, and I was like, I'm just gonna do this and see how it is, and then I was like, it's okay, so I just said I'll post it. What the hell?
Oh goodness. Oh boy. Naughty or Nice has a really nice evil goat.
Yes, they do.
I suppose
By
that's
the
part of
way-
the naughty part.
By the way, you do realize that Santa's sleigh was originally pulled by goats?
And depending on what you watch, it's loaded with laser cannons and missiles. Because
True enough.
Santa Bot will hunt you down.
Right.
You got a fan here.
Well, thanks. Yeah, that was kind of fun to put together. I was just having some fun, and I just went, yeah, let me try it, and it worked. I think it worked. I don't know. Some people might think it's stupid. I don't care.
Wait a minute. I figured out what the problem was.
What?
When lazy fat guy forgets to take the message off the bottom. Yeah, but when I take it off, your name came back.
Oh, that's the secret.
Yep.
We now know, and knowing is half the battle. The other half is red lasers and blue lasers.
So I don't know if he lagged out. My boy
No, I'm
lives
here.
in rural. Okay.
No, I'm trying
He
to.
lives in a somewhat rural area, so sometimes his internet acts up. The name of his channel is
I was looking
Robert's
for
Infinite Realms.
I was actually looking for something, and I couldn't find it. But never mind.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, Aaron, Robert's Infinite Realms, because it was Infinite Realms, and then I found out that Infinite Realms was being done by some D&D company that was doing a projector map on a table, which is actually a cool idea. So I just decided to differentiate somewhat. That way there was no confusion.
Yeah. And then when I first started looking for your channel, and if you just type in Infinite Realms, you get some really funky stuff that pops up.
Yeah, I
People
know.
with variations on the name, videos about Infinite Realms, and you're going, I wasn't looking for a lesson on astrophysics. I just I want to watch some toy stuff.
Right. It might have been too high-minded on my channel name, but I'm sorry.
We have 12 people in the chat.
Woohoo!
I have no idea what to do with that many people.
So,
Infinite
did you
topics,
ever
would
watch
you
that
say?
video I sent you about the D&D saving Hasbro?
I know D&D is the only license they're currently carrying that made a decent profit this year.
Yeah. Well, the weird thing that was the point of the video, was that apparently they're laying off a lot of people on the D&D end, which is weird to me because that's the one making money. It's like, why are you laying off the moneymaker?
Well, because the people of Hasbro are allergic to money.
Well, yeah.
Limited stock, overpricing, terrible selection on what to make, how to make it, what to make it out of. And now their only cash cow they've decided to gut.
but yeah. Anyway, it was a weird video, but it was an interestingly informative video.
Yep, you got a new buddy there.
Ah, thank you, Aaron.
And as for Mr. McDysentery, just got his snake eyes and timber. Now he's fiending for more animals. I have two timbers.
Which version of Snake Eyes and Timber did you get? I like the white one, the white timber. That's my favorite.
Yeah, nobody needed to. Oh God. Oh God, that made it worse.
What did you do?
Ooh, nothing.
You got issues going on over there.
I think it was more the poorly considered digital packaging to save the environment.
I'm not going to say that wasn't a nail, but yeah, it was. I mean, I agree with you. I mean, when that happened, I was like, I was only buying from like trustworthy online places because I didn't trust this figure swapping. Which, by the way, trustworthy online places is not Amazon.
Yeah, no. And even in store, I mean, I literally walked out of a store with a clearance item, dozen of them on the shelf. I looked at the tape on the way up to the register, and it looked fine.
You're talking about Johnny from the Power Rangers.
Yep.
Yeah, it was very mysterious.
My Cobra Kai, Johnny Lawrence crossover.
Man,
I bought that in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Drove all the way back to Dayton, Ohio with it. Went to open it on the channel, and seriously,
that was so hilariously funny and so sad at the same time. I couldn't believe that you had that bad luck.
Okay, he got the white one. Cheap as hell on Walmart the other day. Taco Tuesday for me also.
So this bad boy. This is my favorite too, by the way.
Yeah, and if in fact that's the title of that review on my channel. You seriously thought plastic-free packaging was a good idea?
Yeah. No, that had
bologna on toast tonight.
The first thing I got that was in plastic-free packaging was the Renew Your Vows pack, and the first thing I did on my channel was I stuck my finger in the tab, and I just went pop, and it just popped right open.
Oh goodness!
And I said,
I don't know how many times I walk through Walmart and you just see the side of one of those boxes hanging open on the peg, and it's like, guess which one I'm not buying?
Yeah.
Although, you know, when you got a little bit of extra money in your pocket and you're just like, if I find something, I find something.
Mm-hmm.
I was at a local Target. I'm walking down the aisle, and there's nothing really on the pegs I'm looking for, but I look down and there's a box on top of the shelf under the pegs. I go to pick it up, and the side is torn open. And there's one of the paper bags over here, and this and that, and I'm going, So right there, I kind of pulled it out a little bit. I'm like, okay, the figure's in there. There's one accessory bag. It looks like, okay. The other accessory bag. This bag is open, but I literally put everything back into this box, walked up to the register. Well, it's on clearance, so it's only $8. But because the package is damaged, we'll knock an extra 20% off. I'm like, I'll take it.
What was it?
I would tell you, but it's going to be on my 10 worst of.
Oh, okay.
And nothing. It's not that there's anything wrong with the figure itself.
Uh-huh.
My guidelines for worst of involve factory errors, QC issues.
Right.
Bad figure design, and then just utter nonsensical nature.
Mm-hmm.
For example, the Kira figure from Solo.
Yeah.
The line would not suffer at all if they had not made that figure. Really, it does nothing. It does not look like Amelia Clark.
No, it doesn't.
It's just random street urchin.
Right. And that's a movie. It's like the first time I saw it, I was like, "Who's this woman? I know this woman from somewhere." And then like it took me forever to realize it was Amelia Clark. But then it's like when I saw the figure, I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
that doesn't remind me of Amelia Clark at all."
yeah, I saw the movie, and I'm sitting there going, "Why do I know her?"
Yeah.
And you know, I'm sitting there trying to run through every piece of media in my mind. She looks absolutely nothing like the blonde chick getting nailed by Jason Momoa. She doesn't.
No, she does not.
So yeah. Oh, what the hell? Oh God, what was the actual character's name? I know what the armor's name was. Is it Riri?
What are you
No,
talking
the
about?
figure was Ironheart.
Are you talking about Riri Williams?
Yeah.
Okay.
It just, you could have pulled that entire character out of the movie and
Oh, that was a pointless character in the
Yeah.
Wakanda movie.
And as far as
Yeah.
the figure goes, it's not that it's a terrible figure. It's just had it not been on clearance, I probably would not have it.
Yeah, I got the comic figure, and that is a really good figure.
Bless you, crusty old one. Crusty old crow. You sound like an elder that deserves respect from the village. Great way to push back sculptured figures, but pretty sure it clogged up the return department.
Yeah.
And that happens.
Well, you know, I mean,
You know what really sucks?
What's that?
In Kenosha, where I bought that figure that got swapped on me, it was at a higher discount than it is locally. So when I went to return it, I got less back than I spent on it.
Wow. But you know, I think this year is going to go down as one of the weirdest years of toy collecting ever.
Okay, don't watch me then. I like that first impression way more. I was showing honor. I respect. I mean, your name is literally Crusty Old.
Exactly. That's great.
I love it. Robert has disappeared. Hey, he's back. Oh, goodness.
So, yeah, yesterday I had to travel 4.5 hours to, 4.5 hours back. Ran into a snowstorm. Got through that. Made it home. Big snowstorm but came in behind me. And to get my daughter's braces for her legs.
Nice. How's she doing with those?
Does not like them, and she's a little sick right now, so she's not acclimating very well. You know, she spent most of the day coughing and sneezing and being just generally put out. So
Yeah.
we kind of didn't push her too hard on that. But
Well, the Bacon Bunker here has its own outdoor access, so I can come and go easily as needed, which is convenient when your daughters both test positive for COVID.
oh yeah,
So they're not in very good mood right now.
Yeah, you told me that. Sorry to hear that, man. I mean, are they bad symptomatic, or are they, you know, just
They were bad for about a day and a half, and now they're doing that thing where they're winding out of it.
Oh, okay, cool.
So they're cranky, but they're not feeling as bad.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, I that's kind of the cycle I went through.
Walmart is selling same figures Ollie and Ross are selling. Yeah, but they're not selling them at discount.
No, that's the problem.
I walk into a Walmart, I can still find the movie figures for full price.
I mean, they will be. near future.
Yeah, I
Well,
thought
actually,
last year
Target.
with the failed HasLab was weird, but this year topsy turvy. Everything's been topsy turvy this year.
I don't know. That Target sale was really good. I found a lot of stuff for Ollie's prices at that Target sale the other day. I didn't buy everything, but
Oh God,
I
they
did
had
get.
so many classifieds. I'm sitting there going, why do I have to be broke right now?
Yeah.
I can get away with
Oh.
spending. Well, I had $2 off in Target rewards, so I could spend $4 on a figure and not feel bad about it.
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully, Helix and Hawk were already out of stock, or they'd have come home with me too. I have not found jack shit on shelves since the shipwreck wave, with the
Yeah.
exception of Python Patrol Tiger Force.
Yeah. I've seen the shipwreck wave several times. I've seen oddly, I have seen the retro Crimson Guard at my Walmart not my Walmart, but the Walmart next to mine, next town over. I've seen that several times, and I'm looking at it going, why is this still here? People were looking for that thing.
Pro, you have a wonderful night, and thanks for joining us.
See you, Crow. I will start watching your channel tomorrow, promise.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a shout out or shot right after I get out of here. Oh goodness. Yeah, but no, I mean the grunt wave I never saw come to stores.
No,
This
I didn't
Journal Hawk
either.
wave? No.
No, I haven't either. I mean, it's like,
I found one Crimson Viper,
uh-huh.
but that was at a secondhand store.
Oh, is that where you got that at?
Yeah, so like somebody bought it somewhere and then took it in and immediately sold it.
Huh.
I don't know why you would do that, but unless the store itself is sending people out to buy stuff from the store and stock their shelves, but
I've
they were
heard that.
selling it at retail, so
Yeah. Yeah, no, granted I wasn't really paying attention to Crimson Viper, but okay, I knew you had it and I saw you review it and I was like, okay, cool.
oh,
Who you got?
I haven't reviewed it. It's sitting right over there waiting for me to get to it.
Oh, I thought you had reviewed it. Oh,
No, I
maybe
did
Crimson
the
Bat.
acquisition post.
Crimson Bat. I'm probably getting
Yeah, the
confused with
Crimson
that.
Bat.
Yeah.
No, I did on Instagram. I put up my new acquisitions on
Okay.
Instagram,
Yeah,
but I
easy to
haven't
get
reviewed it.
confused because it's like Bat, Viper. I'm like, after the original, like I don't pay as much attention, but like, you know, at the same time, it's like, oh, you get it, cool, great.
I'm just waiting for the Crimson Blue Ninja.
It will happen. Red. They did a red ninja. They'll do a crimson blue ninja.
But they have to use the word blue in the name because it
Yes.
doesn't sound awkward without it.
Yeah, just like Python Crimson Guard.
He had crimson, he just wasn't wearing it.
I have the original. I have the anniversary one, and I refuse to buy the classified.
That was the one that got away from me was the Crimson Guard in the 25th wave. Got the
I
officer, got
found
the
one.
Viper, or got the officer, got the trooper.
Yep. No, I found one Crimson Guard, and thankfully that's all I wanted. Because you know, don't army build in that scale. I've got several in the anniversary scale. I got several in the
Yeah, I don't army
ARA
build at
scale,
all.
O-ring scale.
Army building, don't get me wrong, it looks impressive when you get it done right, but it takes up a lot of space.
Yeah, and 6-inch scale, I just can't.
Now I might buy two of something if I can make them look completely different.
Right.
Like the Arctic Bat. It's got two different heads, two different chest pieces, two different weapons loadouts. You can have them look completely different from each other.
Right.
Same with the Snow Serpent. Snowshoes and wolf hood on one and regular looking and snowboard on the other.
Right.
And then Helix. You can deck her out with the Horde flight pack and all that stuff and mix her in with your Horde. I saw a lot of people doing that.
I saw that idea. I won't say it's not a good one. I just hate Helix. I hated when she was introduced, and I still don't like her. Can't get over it. I don't know.
I can appreciate the fact that they've got somebody on the spectrum on the team.
Yeah.
I mean, Blowback, Action Force has Blowback, and he is. What is he? He's got some sort of condition. I forget which one it is.
Autistic.
But, what's it?
He's autistic.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, Action Force has somebody on the spectrum too then. So,
Right.
and you probably never will, Jason, because all the greedy bastards that found it for $9 online bought them all.
That blew my mind, was that everybody buying it for $9. I'm like, well, even people said they found it in Target for $9. I'm like, where?
Oh, no, I saw the shelf peg. I saw the peg in my store that said $9. But none
You saw
never
the
came
peg.
to my store.
That's
And
the
that
point.
little
You saw
shelf
the
tag.
peg.
That shelf tag was like, please tell me so Bacon can buy me. You know what I find funny, Kelly? Let me see if I've still got the piece up here. I've seen a lot of people either utilize that 3.75 inch Sentinel or take this Cree Build-A-Figure and get the custom Sentinel heads for them. And yeah, they look really good. It's like smaller scale, like assault sentries.
Yeah, I haven't heard Ollie's getting those, but I've heard of Ross getting those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it's not something that interests me in the slightest, and I've not even tried for it. But
I can't
can
go into either
understand.
store right now.
Yeah, I can understand people's desire for it. I mean, it's a good cheap alternative. You're right.
What did I do with that? Did I show you what else came in that magical box?
No. Well, I mean, you sent me a bunch of pictures today. The Duke was the funniest.
Oh yeah, and I will be re-reviewing that Duke.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
I've got Mr. Long Flowing Locks, and I don't know what to do with him.
But wait a minute. Did he have the Build-A-Figure piece in there?
He does. Colossus leg.
Because this.
Right up there, if you look closely, you can see the Ollie sticker.
Okay. But this does lead to one of my favorite Build-A-Figures from the past 5 years. I mean, I love this figure. This is an awesome Colossus.
And then
I mean, he's
avoided
weird
this
looking.
figure. I
He's
bought
weird
this
looking.
Build-A-Figure piece loose.
Right. Oh, I got that one too.
It's a good looking face.
Yeah.
I just have no attachment to.
Sleepwalker was weird. I mean, it was this guy who lived in Dreamland, and when he came to the real world, he could only come to the real world when his host fell asleep, which is odd. And then he could actually affect reality, which is ungodly.
Good night, Stinky.
Hey, good night, Stinky.
Cut the hair. Kelly would be happy to have a Sentinel of any size. And which Build-A-Figure? The Colossus? I'm assuming that's what he means because you held up the complete figure.
I love this Colossus. It's the only Age of Apocalypse design I love. I generally hate the Age of Apocalypse designs except for this one. This one is just cool.
I would love a great Apocalypse, but
yeah,
given my proclivity for live action, they would need to do a good live action Apocalypse.
Yeah, I mean, I literally got all these for like under. I want to say most of them were $5. The figures that made this figure, so it's like I didn't mind it so much.
Remember that thing you had a hard time finding? Somebody sent me a second one. But man,
that's a big dent. But I bet you that hiss is not damaged.
Nope. Because it's not made out of tissue paper plastic.
Well, that's okay. I ended up getting 2 of them, so I'm fine.
Like Punk's Desert Snake Eyes sword.
Boomerang sword.
Yep. Oh, goodness.
I remember the boomerang sword. That was funny.
It truly was.
Let me try to put Colossus back where it was here.
Yep. Tonight I get to edit together that top 10 video and shoot the next one.
Well, I'm hoping to have Santa done by tomorrow, and then do a quick edit on it. Shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah, I still haven't finished figuring out my Jove list yet.
Yeah. Then I'm going to start shooting my top 50, and that's going to go pretty quick once I start it. I've already done the audio for it, so I'm good.
Yeah, most of it I could do just like short video clips.
Uh-huh.
Because for me, it's easier to, okay, here it is in front of me. I can say what I need to say about it. I don't have to worry about stretching the image time
Right.
and then just splicing it all together. But I've got one that I don't have anymore, so I have to use images of it and voiceover. And oh boy, fun times.
Yeah, today I on my breaks at work, actually, because it's the easiest on my breaks at work. I just literally recorded
But
the audio.
Dusty's hat on that Colossus, it looks awesome.
That's weird.
Which Dusty? Well, I mean, there's two of them that literally came out back on top of each other. The Select Apocalypse. Yeah, okay, I can see that. Apocalypse is one of those figures that if you got an oversized version, it's fine. Hulk, Colossus, Juggernaut.
They're doing a killer Annihilus next year. I saw pictures of it from I think New York Comic Con. It looked great.
How many Hims prescriptions did it take to get it to straighten out, though? And Jason says that that Select Apocalypse is pretty good.
God, yeah. No, that Select Apocalypse, it rings in my ears every time I look at it. It's like, I'm a Marvel fan, not necessarily a Hasbro fan. And that's it right there. That proves it.
Select is one of those. Sorry, I've been up since 4 p.m. yesterday.
Dude.
Well, that's good to know. At $60 a pop, I mean, I'd hate to use more than one.
I thought Hims was cheaper.
It might be. I don't go through Hims.
I don't either.
Because nothing covers, my insurance covers nothing, so. That Archangel Aspire. See, if I'd have gotten in on Selects from the get-go, some of their stuff just looks downright amazing.
Yeah.
I remember Punisher that came with a background piece of a guy halfway through a pinball machine. And I'm like,
I mean, as you well know, I'm a comic guy, and I'm like, my God, some of the Select stuff's so much better than the MCU stuff. It's like, we've never actually had a comic version of Hulkbuster Iron Man. Past Toy Biz, the Toy Biz years, we did get one. Select gave us one, and it's really cool. And it fits perfectly with the line. I mean, it fits perfectly with Marvel Legends. It's like awesome. And like the Abomination from that line is a little bit too thick, but you know what? He's not terrible.
Yeah, I've seen people fudge it in.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people using that in-game Hulk in the quantum suit.
Yeah. Hulk works well. I misread Hulk. That was one of the first ones that was on my radar that I missed. Just because it was like, they just released it in a funny time, and it was like, did my pre-order and whatever.
Well, the things I've missed out on that.
But the other thing about Selects is they'll re-release it eventually. If demand's high enough, they'll re-release it.
Unlike certain companies that are so short-sighted that they kick themselves in the crotch repeatedly, they
Can't
know
imagine
that they know not to make a prized character limited run exclusive somewhere just to piss off the fat bearded guy.
Can't imagine who you're talking about.
Yeah, that shouldn't be difficult to figure out.
Speaking of, have you been watching Largo's AT-76 series?
I have not gotten to it yet.
I highly recommend it. It's just really cool. It's just a guy enjoying, he does a little customizing and does a little bit of mixing lines. It's all 12-inch scale, but it's like really cool. It's really cool to watch. Just how he's like, I'm going to put the Boglins in here just because they look creepy, and I got cryptid hunters. I mean, it's like that kind of stuff. And you know how Largo is. He's just laid back and easy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
it's really,
my problem
I'm finding
is-
it so fascinating.
My problem is I follow like 200 different YouTube channels.
Yeah, me too.
So, I mean, it's like out of nowhere, somebody will get buried. And you don't
Yeah.
realize they're buried until you sit there and you go, wait a minute, you know who I ain't seen in a while?
Yeah.
Robert.
Yeah. I'm
So then
buried
you
all
go,
the
you
time.
look up the page, you watch a couple of the videos, and boom, you're back up to the top of the recommended for you.
I'm always buried. Yay, me.
You know who's never buried, though?
Who?
Lawrence.
Okay.
The algorithm apparently loves him so much that I will watch something all the way through, finish it, and 5 minutes later, it will pop up on recommended.
Because you watch them all the time.
The same video that I've already watched.
He comes up at the end of the Kyle Peterson videos I watch. I don't know why.
I'm like, Lord, man.
I mean, I always thought that was weird. It's like, how's that dot connected? The algorithm is broken. We all know it.
There's plastic in both of them.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Although I will say, seeing Lawrence one of his Whalen Jennings shirts would be kind of cool.
Oh God, that would be good. That would be so good.
Yep, Kyle's on my list for the shelf. Lawrence is on my list for the shelf.
Okay.
And I already decided what I'm gonna do for Lawrence. I just have to find what I need.
Okay.
I need to find a good Barbie finger skateboard. No, I'm only messing with him. Every YouTube journey has its own pace. Indeed. Some people, and I'm not going to say who. Okay. Some guy I've watched recently who's been on less than a year is just kicked past his 1,000 mark. And I'm like, although my number's been shooting up pretty good here recently.
Yeah, I actually noticed that.
And I think I have you to, and Lauren shouts me out a lot.
Oh, dude, I try to shout you out every chance I get.
Just don't do it when the cops show up.
That's when I don't do it.
It's him. He's holding.
No, I don't know, man. You've made a presence. It's like it's just starting to get felt. It's like,
Something I find really interesting though. I have 3 major focuses.
Uh-huh.
Three major lines I follow. I can pop into any number of these G.I. Joe rooms.
Yeah.
And hey, Bacon. It's like, what's up, guys?
You're like Norman. Cheers.
I jump into a Black Series live stream and I know nobody there. and nobody there knows me. And it's like,
So wait, there are
and I go
live
into a
streams for
different,
Black Series?
I go into a different Black Series stream, and it's not the same people. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
it seems like the Joe community's a bit. I'm sorry, Chad. I know you hate that word. It's like our co-op is better connected and overlapping, whereas like a lot of the Legends channels and the Star Wars channels are much more insular. Like you find
Well,
the guy that you like to follow on that in that realm, and you stick to it.
yeah.
It's like, good lord.
And I find things that are carryover from history of, back when we only did this on message boards and stuff. It's like, it seems like there are people who followed Rebel Scum. There are people who followed Jedi Temple
Are you
Archive.
talking back when to post messages you guys needed a stone, a chisel, and a hammer?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh.
But like, it seems to be carryover from that. And I kind of jumped around those groups, those message boards, but it's like, sometimes I recognize those names and I go, huh, wondered whatever happened to that guy. And then I'm like, okay, well, that guy's just still doing what he was doing, just doing it on YouTube, or he's in the chat doing it on YouTube. I'm like, okay, because most of the lives I watch on repeat anyway.
I support people that support me. Lawrence, it might sound weird, but I got your back, man. I give this guy a lot of shit for being from Michigan.
Well, you should.
But all things considered, Lawrence is a damn good man.
But he's from Michigan, so you should give him shit.
Into every rule of certainty, there must be an exception that proves the certainty. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, yep, Aaron is apparently talking with Stinky. Okay.
Stinky.
Is it better for me to call you Stinky, Cat, or Butt? You know what? I'm just going to call you Cat Butt. So,
I'm asking my cat to make sure there's nothing offensive in any one of those. Yeah, go blue, UK. I freaking hate basketball.
Like I said, I follow Ohio State football only.
I don't follow any real actual sport. I follow wrestling, dude.
Yeah.
I don't even follow that very well.
I watch Ohio State football because that was family tradition in my household.
Oh, my
Saturday's
mom
game, we sat down and we watched whoever Ohio State was playing.
My mom absolutely loves college basketball. I won't watch it.
I'm not honestly a big football guy.
Yeah, no, I'm not football either. I
have an autographed football helmet on my shelf up there.
Uh-huh.
It's not mine. It was my dad's.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only reason I hang on to it.
I get that. I got an autographed baseball from my dad.
Yeah. And on that shelf is my mom.
Uh-huh. No, I get that totally.
Hi, Mom. Ohio has some of the best winters. Yes and no. It depends on what you want from winter. If you want cold and snowy, try Montana. If you want mild but still kind of snowy, yeah, Ohio's not bad. Michigan, because of the way it just is surrounded by water on all sides, you're screwed up there. You get that lake effect wind coming in.
I was just thinking, I used to live in, not in Chicago, but outside of Chicago for like 8 months through a winter. Yeah, lake effect is a bitch.
And it's funny because in Chicago, there is a line, and I cannot tell you exactly where it is with words, but I know it when I get to it. and it is the point where the lake effect stops.
Yeah.
The lake effect blows this way and this way only.
Yep. I was right on the edge of that.
So you were driving and you're white knuckling and you're okay. Road's dry.
That's happened to me yesterday. Seriously. That is exactly what happened to me yesterday.
Detroit area doesn't get much snow because of the lakes. I don't know. Maybe it's colliding lake effect. I don't know. I know the western half of the state gets hit bad. Right there on Lake Michigan. So
I don't know. I mean, my ex brother-in-law he used to work at Ford in Detroit. And all he'd ever say to me was winter sucks, which, he's not the highest verbal guy in the world. So it's like, I didn't know what that meant.
So fire bad, tree pretty kind of guy.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, but at the same time, I'm like, I've been to New England. I've seen what winters look like up there. I'm like, I mean, it's relative to your experience. Like, oh, shit. Been to New England.
Speaking, he shall arrive.
Hey, Lawrence. How you doing?
I can't do all this typing shit anymore.
Typing too hard.
So the Detroit area does not get much snow, but around it, they get hammered, like what you were saying. So like I watch Cleveland and everything get nailed, Grand Rapids, everything up north. Buffalo is just a shit storm. I don't know how anyone lives there. But yeah, I'll be looking. You're looking at the back in the day when we had the Weather Channel, and you're looking at it and you're like, there ain't no fucking snow out there. And you're seeing everyone else is like 12 inches, 18 inches, and I'm looking outside going,
that's what she said.
Maybe I'll just go skateboard right now because it's just cold as shit out.
Anyway. You jump on here and your stalker follows you in.
Hey, there we go. That's true.
That red foo.
So anyway, that was I don't know what I'm doing. I'm supposed to be doing all kinds of shit. I'm not doing anything. So I'm trying to put lights up, but then I got to move everything around and everything's gonna fall. Actually, everything already fell doing my video earlier today. So shit.
Oh, Axion got done, huh?
What?
Apparently, Axion was on earlier.
Well,
yeah.
Actually, I just saw that he was still on. That's who I was watching when Aaron went on, but Aaron kept freezing up. Like I thought it was my internet, but nothing else was freezing up. So, but
yeah, I had no problem on his stream, so I don't know.
It wouldn't even stop. Like I couldn't. It just. But I had Ed going on the other station, or on another screen. It never froze up. You haven't froze up once. So he's froze up so many damn times. I was just like, and I don't think it was on him because no one else said anything. And I've had internet issues, but it didn't make any sense why only his was. Because then I turned on Twang's ID. They didn't freeze up either. So I don't know. I was just like, what?
So Aaron, fix your crap.
Well, I already told him, but I mean, again, no one else complained about it, but it was just odd. It was only his channel, and it would just freeze up, and it had that little circle going, and just sit there. Then I look over, and Ed's still going, and then, like I said, I flipped over to Toy Anxiety, no problems. You haven't froze up once. Robert, on the other hand, I can't speak for because he keeps dipping out.
He's in a holler, so
I'm
if he
dipping
gets
out
signal,
because I'm
it's
like
a good
doing
day.
stuff over here.
So you have to be careful when you put your link in there, just so you know. Oz did it once and he got nailed like 3 times by some guy that did some unspeakable things on air.
Oh.
Yes.
Ooh, really?
One was really bad. It was actually the first time I ever went on with them, and I was like kind of nervous because I'd never gone on with anyone before. Like they just had to open up, and he put the guy on without vetting him, and it was him literally just shitting all over. It must have been a recording, and this guy had it locked and loaded, and I was like, well, I can't be worse than that. So I was like, fuck it, you know. So anyway, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So to
I will
clarify-
definitely keep that in mind in the future.
yeah. So to clarify what I was saying about the Falcon, I know what you're saying. Like, not everyone's pretty. In the cartoon, he's supposed to be like this ladies' man, but that's
Yeah.
not how he was supposed to look out. It would look. It was completely explained to me what happened, and then it got even worse because of the pressing, and because of the dimples. And they said what they finally agreed on, they weren't happy with, but they accepted it. And then they said when it went into the mold, when it cooled, because of the dimples, it actually pushed the face down even more, and it made it look worse. And to tell you he hates that figure, or to tell you that he hates that figure, is an understatement. He's like, I wouldn't even put that in there.
Oh no, I can understand his dislike of it. I'm just stating that as an ugly motherfucker, it makes me feel better to know that there are other ugly people in the world.
There
Yeah,
are
but we have Skid Mark. Why can't we make him ugly?
there are other figures. Wait, what?
I mean, I was just saying, we have Skid Mark. Why can't we make him ugly and not make Falcon ugly?
Well, I mean, people complain about Falcon, and there were some designers that also complain about it. But someone kind of forgets that they actually took an actual MMA fighter and put that head sculpt on it, which pretty much looks like Falcon's cousin. It's fat, it's blown up, and it looks absolutely nothing like Duster. So, that was
No,
not good.
that head sculpt was the stuff of nightmares. You're right.
The Duster was awful. That's why we all have 84 of them when he, put them all out on sale. But that head sculpt, both of them are awful. The yelling, screaming one is awful. And then the normal one, yes, that thing is awful.
And just so you know, this will not fit on a Falcon body.
This is true.
Yeah. There's so many issues with that. And it wasn't explained to me, but I was told that going forward into 2024, all the ball joints will be the same. All the neck ball joints. I don't know why they weren't before. I believe all Marvel Legends do it. I don't understand why they were bouncing back and forth. And it's even
Marvel Legends will stray if they have to. Like if there's a smaller character, obviously you got to use a smaller.
Yeah.
But for the most part, yeah, there's universal.
Because that's
fitting.
why with you look at the new line, the that Wolverine, the one that everyone wanted. I can't think of it. One of the 2 packs, but they put the head in a Mystique.
The Brood.
Yeah, so they put the head in the Mystique, and in the live stream, they specifically said it's a different head sculpt. So I'm willing to bet that will fit on that figure. So you'll have an extra head sculpt. A lot of times they've done stuff where they pointed out with when they did the build the figure wave for Thanos having like the destroyed armor. They're like, yeah, we know about this, but if you collected the build the figure, you can have the regular armor, and it pops right on it. So there's again, they seem to do a better job. That's one of the few places that Classified, in my opinion, is failing, but I don't want to make this
Yeah. It made no sense to me that I can take a head off of one bat and put it onto a different bat.
That's the big. Well, that one, the Crimson Guard is the same way. You have to remove the whole neck peg. I believe I forget which one there is, but you got to remove the whole neck peg, which is obviously way more difficult than doing, just a regular swap.
Yeah.
But I that's again, those are some of those weird things. I don't understand why they do it. There's like no rhyme or reason for certain things, but I mean, obviously it doesn't bother me that much that I don't collect it. I mean, there's this shit behind me. So, I counted all my classified figures. I think I have 157 classified figures.
Oh goodness.
But that's just classified. That wasn't Valaverse. That wasn't my Marvel Legends that I have mixed in with them.
90, 95, about 95, give or take.
Yeah. Well, you figure there's 110 figures now.
That can't be. Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't have any doubling. I do have some gaps though from where I moved some stuff around. So I'd probably say I got 90, give or take. So I'm about 20 short. Yeah.
What are you missing?
Pretty much everything after the shipwreck wave.
Have you tried GameStop? I was just there today. They had everything.
You know, the GameStops locally, they only carry minimal classified.
Ask them next time you go to GameStop where you're at. Ask if there's any 50/50 stores around there. So from what I was told, the 50/50 stores are the ones that are going to have a good size of collectibles. I don't know why it's called 50/50, but that's kind of where they downsized. But they always told me that the one by. Are you familiar with like where Lakeside Mall is here in Michigan? It's in Sterling Heights, but they were always like, yeah, the one across the street, that's a 50/50 store. You're gonna find all the collectibles there, and that's where I stopped today. Was on my way home, and they had the Steel Core, which kind of shocked me, and then they had the whole wave: Buzzer, Duke, or not Duke, Buzzer, Hawk, Ripper, the Crimson Viper, who else? Helix, I think was in the wave, right? So they had them all there, but yeah, I never stopped there, but they've actually brought their prices down to be normal too now, so you're not paying,
Yeah, I've noticed that the inflated price isn't as bad as it used to be.
Yeah, and if you're buying a lot of stuff from there, I found, in the early days, they had huge deals on older figures. So I was telling people, like, hey, if you're just getting in line, jump on there right now. Like, go there and just order a whole bunch. Aaron, you have problems. That's all I got to say there. Like, you have problems. I watch the shit you buy. Like, I never question how much somebody spends on their figures, because it's none of my business what you do, what you spend your money on. I do question how you have enough room to display stuff. I just saw some guy post that he has boxes of 15 HISS tanks. What? I mean, where do you display this?
I don't have room for one HISS tank.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it.
I don't have room for one HISS tank in that scale.
Yeah, and then I had the two 3D printed ones here.
Yeah, unfortunately, when I'm in Waukesha, I'm in the truck, and a lot of businesses don't like us parking in their lots because a lot of those smaller lots are not rated for heavier equipment.
Yeah, my actually the guy that printed these for me, he was actually calling me when I got on here because I just did the 3D printed. I just did the 3D HISS versus HasLab HISS, just to show people the difference. Because were you collecting when the HISS went up, like when it backed?
Oh, me?
Yeah,
I was. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So there was,
and I sat there every day watching it, going, don't get me wrong, I'd like to, but I'm
there was one
realist.
guy that was all over talking about how, I printed 3D printed HISS for $250. I guarantee you theirs isn't going to have working treads like mine does, this and that. Of course, once it went up, I never heard from him again. And then before this thing landed, there's another guy that was saying, I print these things for $17 all day. And it was the same one that I have. I'm like, that's bullshit. Yeah, you're printing it cheaper. Don't get me wrong, not $17. Not with the working treads. You got to, you're using different colors. every time it fails, this is what people that don't 3D print don't realize. Like, things fail, and you print while you're at work, and then you come home and you have just a big pile of spaghetti, and you just wasted, half thing of filament. But I just did the video. People have already kind of criticized on it because they're older things. And actually, my buddy, he called me like right when I got on here. But he's a truck driver, so when he was searching for stuff too, he's like, "Yeah, they don't like me parking in, like, they don't just want you parking in their drive, or in their parking lots." So I'm like, "Why don't you stop at the Target there in Ohio?" He's like, "They don't want you just pulling in."
Yeah. The issue with Target is if I'm pulling a Meyer trailer, they don't like us on their property with a competitor's trailer.
Oops.
Why would that be?
I can't imagine the issue there.
No, I mean, yeah.
Jason, I own a 5-bedroom house. Unfortunately, there are 6 people living here. So, yeah, I've got a lot of space. Unfortunately, it's full of people.
Listen, Jason, and again, I'm not questioning anyone that has it. Like, honestly, I have way too much stuff probably for my house. Again, these things get big. And again, I've had that video up for that. I believe that these things are just too big, that they're not going to work. I'm going to probably have to do a second video.
Oh,
because clearly
Largo!
they are going to push out classified stuff, 6-inch vehicles. I thought watching what happened with the Snow Speeder and that TIE Fighter, everything went on clearance. Like, no one wanted to buy them. That TIE Fighter is huge. I don't know if you've ever seen it in person.
that TIE Fighter, you need to cut
I've
a piece
seen
of plexiglass and use it as an end table.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my buddy that 3D printed it, he has one. I'm like, dude, you don't have room for this. And then when you see these the Skeletron, just how big that thing is, or the Robo Skull, it's huge. And of course I backed that. And now I'm like, kind of wish I wouldn't have, because I don't really have room for it. But at least I can decide if I want to put that in the 4-inch, the 1/18th room, or if I want to put it with my 6-inch figure, so I can bounce back and forth. It can be kind of
that's my thing. Is like I've got just barely enough for my 1/8.
Oh, tempting. If I ever need to flee the feds, I'll give you a call, Largo.
So I can't imagine doing 1/12 with all these vehicles. I'm like, no, I can't do it.
And it's so if you have everything how Bacon's is behind there, they're just in static poses. You can fit a lot of stuff. I like to do displays and have
you've got dynamic pose.
Yeah, so like it's taking up so much more space,
Right.
and everything's in my living room. So the one reason why I didn't do my classified video for this year was because my dumbass had put them in front of the TV, and I put like one of the hisses, the 2 3D mech hisses, the 3D printed Asp, Serpentor, like there's a whole display there. Well, that's where my Christmas stuff goes. So now that has to come down, and it's not like you just like put it right back. They don't just stand right back there. So I'm like, well, you know what? I can do it at the beginning of the year, right at the end of the year. It's not like if I drop, a best of on, early January, or, my classified collection at the beginning of the year. It's not like anyone's gonna be like, we're done.
Guys, real interesting conversation, but give me 5. I am old and have to go to the restroom. So be right back.
Oh no.
So
Oh goodness.
Commercial. Yeah, so I was just here. I'm like,
Space, the final frontier for toy collecting.
yeah, my son actually had the nerve to tell me, you're running out of space. I'm like, yeah, I know. He's like, you need to think about this before you buy it. No. You buy it and then you worry about where it goes later.
Yeah, I've decided, at least for now, that nothing larger than the trouble bubble size, the flight pods, the bikes, things like that. Yeah, I don't have room for anything larger than that at the moment.
But you see something you really like, and you're like,
oh, don't get me wrong, that Vamp is very impressive. And if anything's going to force me to break my own rule, that will be it.
Have you seen it next to the Hiss?
I have not.
So Lenny posted a picture of it facing the Hiss, so you can see the size comparison. It is much smaller, but again, it doesn't take much for it to to fill up. I mean, I forget about it. It sits on my dresser up there. 3D printed Skyhawk, and it's big. That's one I actually printed myself. It just pisses me off because where I had it hung, it fell and I grabbed it and it snapped off one of the guns. So I got to fix that. But I can't like reprint it because I had to glue it together, which means I would just ruin everything. Yeah, see,
Wow.
Stinky says right there. Yeah, Lenny has a great picture of the two right next to each other. They're like facing each other, so you can see exactly how big it is. But again,
Well, I've already figured out that people are buying mass quantities of those vamps.
but you know what? People are doing it with the Hiss.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what they did with the Dragonfly.
Well, here's the thing, though. With the Hiss, you've got generic gunners, generic drivers, generic tacticians.
Yeah.
You need a crew of generic people for each one. You're not going to have 8 or 9 vamps with clutch driving each one.
That's why they gave you that helmet. That helmet is specifically meant so if you do that.
Oh, you just wait. I'm going to get my hands on a clutch.
Oh, I don't think it's be hard because, like you said, you're going to have people that are. And the thing about the helmet is an actual helmet that goes over it. It's not. It's not a headpiece. Yeah, so it can be used.
So they didn't go the grunt route.
No. I noticed that, and then I think it was asked of them, but some other people had noticed it too, and so it's like, and they said it will fit on most heads. Obviously, people with bigger hair or like real big heads, but I'm assuming you'll be able to get on, like, let's say beachhead. So it's supposed to go over it. So that should make it. You shouldn't have a problem getting a clutch, to be honest.
Will it fit over the Falcon head?
That blowback head is perfect for Falcon.
I've seen
The problem is, I think blowback is such a good figure, and I'm pretty much out on Valaverse. I mean, I'm not saying I'll never pick up anything of theirs again, but there's enough classified that I don't need them as background characters, and Monster Force is more impressive to me from what I see. I know until we get them in hand, I won't really know, but the Valaverse is just like, 3 years, it's been $3.50, and you do a lot with those bucks. And G.I. Joe does the same thing. I mean, Hasbro does the same thing. But I didn't realize till they were doing the nerdies that he's only put out that female wave of new figures. You had the fake airborne undercover fake airborne / Chuckles, and then the one female that Eclipse. Everything else has been army builders. And then I looked at classified and I went, oh my god. So I decided, for my best of, that I was going to do classified, and then I do everything else. And for me, the best of is things that I bought, right? And when I went through the classified figures that were released this year, there was this whole page and almost another full page here. 52 different figures that were released, and it doesn't count like the multi-packs, because I just counted that as one. So
yeah, that's my list of classified for the year. This is everything that I've reviewed, not necessarily that I got this year.
Well, that's the whole thing. I've reviewed. I mean, I picked up every single figure, so I just went back to the beginning of the year, my reviews, and I started marking them all down. And and then you start trying to eliminate them, and I realized, I eliminated a lot really quick. Not that I didn't think they were good, I just didn't think they were going to match up. But then I'm looking at like 20 figures, and I'm like, all right, I like all of these. Now it's going to just kind of be relook at all the figures and what did I like about them, what didn't I. I think doing everything else is going to be easier. But then again, I start looking at that stuff and I'm like, the elf figure is awesome. The Black Widow figure is awesome. I mean, there's a bunch of really good figures.
This is my Marvel Legends page. Double-sided.
I'm lucky that I'm not collecting other lines.
Star Wars.
Yeah, see, you're crazy with that. Like, you are just collecting everything.
Well, that's not true.
Okay.
I've avoided WWE and Motu.
I didn't.
Well, for me, the Origins kind of came to an end for me. If there's something that pops up, I'll pick it up. But I'm even thinking about starting to, jettison it. Just start getting rid of the stuff. But my biggest issue with selling stuff off is everything that I buy because I want. There's a lot of people that just love the hunt, or they want something in their collection for 3 to 6 months, and they want to turn around and sell it. I'm not that person. I always, everything I'm looking at, like, that's what I want.
I'm sorry, Aaron.
Yeah, I'm really
I
sorry.
have to. Oh no.
You should have watched my my Tiger video before you got into Thundercats, because you.
Yeah, I think the three of us might disagree on several things, but that is one we can agree on.
Listen, you watch that Tiger video. That's really started me doing my reviews the way that I do. You can hear my anger start throughout that video, and you can read the comments, and you can see the people like, oh man, I can.
My anger has only come out in 3 videos, and all 3 of those
Duke?
videos ended the exact same way.
I'm a Duke.
Oh, I got boxes in the way. I can't hit the trash can, but so I got a Secret Santa package in the mail today.
Oh no.
Guess what was in that?
I'm still laughing at that. I'm sorry, Bacon. I'm sorry. I'm still laughing.
Literally, this was the last thing I opened from that box, and I'm like, because I opened it on live stream for one of the toy groups I'm in. We did a Secret Santa. And I could tell right away nobody actually watching it has seen my videos. Chad was in the group and is actually in the Secret Santa rotation, but he wasn't there.
You
Oh,
sent me
boy.
those pictures today, and it was like when that Duke popped up, I went, "Oh my god, no! You gotta be kidding!"
Yeah, that Duke was bad. I mean,
I almost want you. I almost want to tell you, like, review it, but don't open it and just leave it in the background. Of your video, of all your videos, just because it's like,
This display area, when and if I ever get more vacation time, I'm gonna do like a trash pile on the right hand side.
uh-huh.
A couple garbage cans, bags. I thought maybe about doing a partial dumpster. And if I do that, I might have this just kind of peeking out behind the dumpster. Just
Cool. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that figure was executed so poorly.
Yeah.
Like, everything was so executed so poorly on that, from the piece that's supposed to hold his jetpack on, to the ugly face.
it's like whoever decided to, well, we'll just repackage this, didn't realize that that's not his actual test piece. That's not his sash belt thing.
We didn't look at the actual
And
card art.
We'll just use the same one and give him the same stuff.
Yeah, well,
Not give him the pack.
yeah, there's
Which I gotta dig out the other one. I'm gonna give it to the other Duke with the pack.
Which one?
The 25th anniversary one with the
Okay.
flag.
Well, yeah, because the that remake of the O-ring, that one had it too.
Yeah.
That's the one that I was thinking that I bought that. I don't know if I ever bought that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, fuck Duke anyway. Piece of shit.
We might not agree on much, Lawrence, but you know what? That's another thing that we both.
Duke should have died, all right? Duke should have died in that dam. But all because of Optimus Prime. But they should
I
have
want
done
to find Doc Brown and fund his research so he could build the time machine so we could go back and change that.
Yeah, if they would have released the G.I. Joe movie first, Duke would have died. There would have been an uproar. Then they would have said, we can't kill off Optimus Prime.
I would have been happy on 2 counts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, you know, you can bring Optimus Prime back because he's a robot. You couldn't bring Duke back. If you would have killed him, you couldn't bring him back. But they made it so... And you know it's so bad at the end because you can tell they had to go back and voice over all that stuff, and they completely changed it. I hate that.
That literally put me
He's
out
in a
of
coma.
Go for like a year.
He'll be fine.
Last figure I bought was Techno Viper, and then I was like almost a full year later, I saw that ad with version 2, Storm Shadow, and Shockwave. I was like, maybe I just get those two, and like, yeah, then I was back in. It wasn't even a full year.
Well, Hawk was, you know, Stinky says Hawk was there to take his place. You know, Hawk, you know, he was always supposed to be the leader of G.I. Joe, even when he was the colonel. Which actually makes more sense than a general being in charge. But again, it's G.I. Joe. I mean, nothing makes sense. That's why I hate when people get so mad about some of the stuff. It's like, they're like, oh, this isn't even military-like. And it's like, have you looked at G.I. Joe? Have you seen sci-fi? He's not really military. Hell, what about Flash? He was in the original ones, right? I mean, the guy is literally running around with catcher equipment. G.I. Joe was never, you know, that military like people think. Snake Eyes, he was all black. And then you had, you know, Scarlet in her jazzercise outfit. Like, I'm sorry. You can't tell me they were all military to begin with, so. Oh, you're back.
Sorry, I got ugly.
Again?
So let's see here. Where was that message?
And I apologize if I took over your stream.
Oh no!
That
was the whole point. That's the whole point of the neighborhood is people come together and just bullshit and talk.
Yeah, but I know how I can go on rants, and people that may not know me, have not seen me, may not realize the. Oh, you know, and yeah, B's Battleground. I always said, "Good friend you are." Just so you know, you've pissed off B.
I did.
What did you do to B?
Like, oh, you tagged me in that Viper Island thing. Did you not just tag me that he's going live?
Oh yeah, my whole point was
he's like
he's going to be available for us to fuck with.
He's like good friend of him, like.
Oh, by all means, he's more than invited as well.
That guy, he's gonna have to have a lot of mods because I have no intention on going on there. But I'll tell you what, there are gonna be people that jump on that and just start destroying him. So,
it's going to happen.
Oh, I know it is. And he better have mods going really quickly because it's going to be an absolute nightmare for him. I think I'm not, you know, I won't do it. I'm not going to risk this. I mean, this guy is such a piece of shit in the community as it is. And
Night, Largo.
Happy holidays, Largo.
You know, and as I mentioned about him getting my my Instagram banned, I guess people can say, you know what, yeah, you did do a meme about him. I mean, if you don't lie and don't be stupid, then no one would make memes about you. Uh, but
I did an entire video calling him a toilet, but I'm small and it's
I did a whole live.
inconsequential.
I think Matthew in the comment, he made when I was on with Oz, like Oz is on Saturday, he made the comment. He goes, "I think the merchandise thing really pissed him off," and I think that really because he pulled all that merchandise like days later. You didn't see that?
No.
So I did a whole live exposing how he buys Instagram, and if anyone buys YouTube subscribers, if you ever want to like see someone's YouTube or Instagram progression, it's called Social Blade. You just type in the name and it populates. You can see when like.
Was this a while back when you were kind of exposing his meteoric? Yeah, I remember that.
And you know, a lot of people said it had to do with him putting the movie up. I'm like, that's bullshit because even let's say I put the Transformers movie up, not everyone's going to subscribe. They're just going to watch it. But the problem was he had this huge spike, and then all of a sudden there was no one, like zero subscribers right after that. And I'm like, this is someone who bought subscribers. And if you look up buy YouTube subscribers, it's not that expensive. Like it doesn't cost that much to buy them. But it really came up because what? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
And then I went on about the merchandise because someone else pointed out the merchandise. He took Super 7's USS Flag shirt. Now,
be glad I don't have a moderator because that kind of language is typically not.
What?
You know, that kind of language we kind of frown upon here. We don't say that name.
Well, we're actually discussing him right now. But he took Super 7's, and say what you want about Super 7. It was Super 7's design of the USS Flag. He took that design, he erased their circle logo and
their
put
logo,
his logo over it, and then sold.
I've never heard this.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I mean, I'm not doubting it for a second. Don't get me wrong.
No, but if you go back to my live stream, I have like all the pictures, and then you start looking at all his shirts. He just went to the Hasbro, like when they're showing off the pictures, and just took their pictures and photoshopped them onto his shirts with maybe a little bit of a different background. And when I exposed all that, I showed everyone. I mean, someone else had already done it. I just went on live and did it. Within 2 days, he had pulled all those shirts. There was no sign of them. It was every single one that he stole something from was gone. And it was just like,
there you go, Fat Red Food.
And the other thing that he had done, but I mean, I had talked about it before, and then the other thing that he had done was that was the first time that he hit us up claiming copyright. So he had a bunch of my stuff pulled. He had a bunch of Chaz's stuff pulled, and Jersey Maniac. I'm sure there were other people. The problem was I was laying down, not feeling well on steroids. And all of a sudden my phone starts buzzing and I look at it and it's these messages that all this stuff got pulled. And then I shot a message over to Chad and he's like, he just hit me up and ripped like 20 pictures down. And I literally, it was Saturday. I went upstairs. I did the thumbnail and that's what the topic was. Like that was the topic. And again, I was already aggravated because of someone else. Someone else had been aggravating me since Friday morning. So it just all culminated and it turned into, we love you when you're on steroids. I'm like, fuck this.
Dude, you were a rage beast. It was great.
So what's funny about the whole steroid thing is I'm very seldom on them, but my ex was on them all the time for her, for her back issues and sickness and everything. And the first time that I got put on prednisone, because she would always talk about it, and it was when we stood together, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so hot. I'm like, she's like, oh yeah, and she's like, are you hungry? I'm like, dude, I'm so hungry, but I don't want to eat anything because nothing tastes good. And she's like, now you know how I feel. I'm like, oh my god, this is awful. All I want to do is eat, but I don't want to eat anything, and it is so hot. I just can't stop sweating. And she's like, now you know how I feel. I was like, it's like I can't. Like, I don't know how you do this. So I think it's only like the second time that I was on prednisone. I hate that shit. So, but it was just like everything culminated at once, and everyone seemed to get a good kick out of that live stream. So, but I mean, again, you've watched me enough to know that I'm not gonna go out and try and start drama or start fights with people. But I also don't have a problem saying what I think or how I feel. So,
Yeah, you won't be the first one to step up, but you won't be the last one to back down, or will be the last one to back down. So
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say exactly, what I think. So it's just, yeah. Is he saying? Okay, so he's saying I just thought his girlfriend or wife worked for Hasbro. Okay, I thought.
now, see, he has a habit of just making stuff up,
Yeah.
and even a broken clock is right twice a day.
So the thing about him is he is in the media, and he's in Canada. He's in Canada. He works in the media. He's talked about it before. That's why his stuff is produced so well. I mean, you can say whatever you want. His stuff is produced well. And what I've said before is like, had this guy come into the community and not done things the way he did it, had he talked to people like the rest of us do, got to know people, and when he used other people's content, gave them credit, he'd be a good, productive member of this community. But he's not.
You see that right down there in the corner? Something as simple as that tiny little tag right there for any images or video stating, hey, courtesy, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You're off the hook.
Yeah.
You did the right thing.
And so much got shed on him. I gotta move this because I keep fucking bumping it. When he took a Toy Kind of Mood stuff.
That's literally the only thing I know about him is him doing that. And that's like, after that, I was like, okay, I don't want to know anything else about him. He popped up on my feed a couple of times, and I was like, no. And that's all I know.
And the thing about it is, like, he'll always pop up because he just pushes out so much BS content that he's always going to be in the algorithm. And again, I'll say this, and it'll upset people, I'm sure. If you're on Facebook and you see those G.I. Joe, Facebook groups, those people are idiots. Like,
I avoid them like plague, so that I can agree.
Just Google something before you start asking questions. Like, it drives me nuts. And at the same time, there's a lot of people that are obviously, they're goading people. They want to get a rise out of people. I try and stay out of it because I know I'll go off on things. Yeah, Fatred, yes, I have strong feelings. But yeah, it's just I keep reading that stuff, and it's like, man, take your time and do a little bit of research. People, these people don't even know what BBTS or Entertainment Earth are yet, and it's like, all right, we all started somewhere. We all didn't know, but stop complaining you can't get classified. Just pre-order them. They're all there. There may be a few exclusives that are difficult to get, but nothing has been that difficult to get.
I can't think of a Hasbro product I've had any trouble getting in the past.
I've only had issue with the ones that go live in the middle of the day when I'm under Ambien, because by the time I wake up, out of stock. It's like, well, shit.
Yeah,
still reminds me. I need to send you something.
And for some of that stuff, for some of that stuff, it's like, you hear people bitching that it's already gone on Hasbro Pulse. Well, that exclusive stuff, they're just doing everyone a favor, allowing you to buy it there for what they have. You're supposed to go to Target or Walmart or wherever to get it. They're not supposed to hold on to it. The EOS thing, again, I stated that the EOS should have never been an Amazon exclusive.
Do you remember when you posted that those were back in stock? And I was so excited because I sent you, hey, I got a con. I went back on there a week later, no record of it. It's like, are you kidding?
Someone sent it to me, and I posted that one really quick, or at least I tried to. And they did show in stock when I posted it.
Well, no, but it said out of stock, but I had one in the cart, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. Yeah. So I attempted to check out, and it let me check out. And I'm like,
so what does it say now? Does it
confirmation and everything? And a week later, it would never even existed.
Okay,
I'm like,
search it. Oh God! So the same thing happened to me with Many Faces. So the Amazon exclusive Many Faces went up. I bought it. It was for pre-order. Disappeared. I called them up, and I'm like, "Hey, this is gone." And he's like, "No, I see it on my side." He didn't say it like that because he didn't speak. He had an accent and everything. But anyway, I'm not gonna try and make an accent. And I'm like, "But it's not there." And he's like, "If you search it," and then I searched it, and it popped up. So if you search that, it may populate that it's there. You just can't see it. I don't know, and I never had Amazon. I never had another thing from Amazon do that. When that happened, but I was just like, this makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
I'm sitting here. I'm trying to remember how long ago that was. It's been a little bit.
How you doing?
Hey, Toy Hanser, how you doing?
Pretty good. I heard you guys talking about Diaper Island, and I had to jump on here.
Did you hear about it, or could you smell it wafting in the air?
It was very stinky.
I'm sure that wasn't me. I've had to spray the room twice.
Yeah.
Jason, you must have hit block on them, or you just stopped watching any content. Yeah, he's still around for sure. Still putting out. I mean, still waits for the full force to, do a news burst, and then he steals the content or goes out and says, this is fake. Don't run with stuff. People need to do better. Listen, I know a lot of people don't like Chris McLeod from the Full Force. But I'm going to tell you this right now. If the guy tells you that something is coming or that something is not coming, it's because he knows. And he knows because Lenny and them tell him. And I know not everyone likes him. Everyone wants to say he's a shill or whatever. Whatever.
There's a fine line between shilling and divulging information that's given to you.
So the thing with the Full Force, and the reason why I say he's not a shill when it comes to this, is because he's giving news. He doesn't do toy reviews. He does unboxings, which are god awful to watch. I don't know why anyone would watch anyone unbox something live. It is awful. It takes forever. There's all the crunching of the plastic. I don't get it, but a lot of people like to watch it. But then again, I watch my kids, watch people play video games. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? But like I said, he gives news. Now, to me, a shill is someone who every Hasbro product, there's never a problem with it. They open it up first. They make sure everything's fixed before they do the review, and then when you go through it, it's awesome. Or Mattel, or it doesn't matter which, what it is. With the Full Force, he's breaking news, and I do believe when some of the news breaks, he has confirmation if he's allowed to, discuss it or not. He did let it slip about that bat that's coming. So,
what's that?
No one knew.
I didn't hear about the bat.
An Iron Grenadier bat. He let it slip. It's in the next wave. It's in the wave with Alpine. What do you say?
There you go, Bobby. You getting your Alpine?
We're close to the Iron
I
Grenadiers.
think it's Alpine. I think Alpine. He said Iron Grenadier. Oh, he said Iron Grenadier, and then he was like Iron Grenadier bat, and then he stopped. And I wasn't watching it, and the chat went crazy. And he's like, "I'm not going to repeat it," but
Oops.
he's like, "I'm not going to
Okay.
repeat it, but it's out there." You know,
So-
there's nothing you can do. You know, and then Chaz, of course, went in, boom, cut it, and put it out as a short, and you know, but he's like, I'm not going to repeat it. It was a mistake on my part. But there's a fourth figure in the wave that he won't say what it is because it hasn't been announced yet.
Stinky Cat, don't feel bad. I only have one eel. Imagine that.
Yeah, I ain't got none either.
I have one.
If you're talking about Robo from the Foosh, you know he left, right? He left
Yeah,
the
what
Foosh.
happened with that?
Yeah, what was going on there?
I have no
I thought
idea.
Robo was the Fush.
I thought Robo and Beebs owned the Foosh too. They both left.
Wow.
And I didn't know this, but at PowerCon, he had changed his name. His personal, I don't know if his Instagram name or his YouTube name. So it sounds like Veeves and him both knew at PowerCon. They're probably fulfilling their contract. He said he's going to do the same content. So,
Robo knows
The thing that
best.
stuck out to me about that whole situation,
Robo don't know. That's what it is.
Robo said, "There's no drama," which made me think there's drama.
There's drama.
Yeah, there is
No.
drama.
so and again, this is speculation, and that's all this is. I would probably think that it has something to do with these figures. So if you watch my moderator, Matthew, he's like, every time they do a Foosh cast, he is on them because they're not giving updates on the skeletons that they paid for years ago. And they were supposed to come out, and they don't give updates on it. I mean, if you were to ask me, I would think that has something to do with, like, hey, they're taking pre-orders, they're taking money, and then it's not coming out. But I mean, I don't know. Again, I thought they were the Foosh. So just like you guys, I was blindsided by that. I'm like, I thought Robo was the Foosh, and then I was like, yeah, Veeves left too. So
Yeah, I was
I
the same
can
way. I
just
was
say there's a-
blindsided, and I was like,
Yeah.
you know, and then suddenly Robo don't know comes up, and I'm like, okay, I'm not sure how to deal with that.
It's crazy how they can make such a drastic change. Are you guys familiar with Kent Poole? And he just stopped doing his videos and
Who?
made a Kent Poole, his name is.
Yeah,
Or
No.
Kent Poole Clicks.
yeah, he's near me. Actually, that's the only reason I know him was because like
He said he was
I
going to do
only
no
watch
more
toy hunt
hunts.
videos that are like near me, so I can know what's going on. And it's like
Right.
all of a sudden he just stopped, and I'm like, "What are you doing, dude?"
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
people get, it's you can get burnt out.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's why I go so many different directions with what I do. It's from reviews to dioramas to just whatever I can get my hands into. It's
yeah,
just-
but
So I'm
even, it's when you get to the point where you're just creating content, you do get burnt out. And I was talking to Ken from Toy Connections about it actually today, and I go, for me, it's it's burnout in some ways, but for me, it's like a figure comes in.
yeah.
I review the figure so quickly because I want to open them up. But everyone enjoys, like the people that watch my reviews, they enjoy them for how I do it. And
Yeah.
if I started doing reviews where, oh look, the figure's already out, unboxed, and you can tell he's been playing with it, it takes.
You mean
away
like Bobby does?
Beast Battleground?
Yeah.
He
He stages his setup before he starts filming. But
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But he wants to get them out too. I'm talking
Yeah.
about people where it's like at the end you're seeing like these magnificent poses. They have 5, 6, 7, 8 magnificent poses. And it's like, how long did it take you to get that pose? Was it easy?
Right.
Was it hard?
didn't take long because he's got a team of 20 people doing it.
Yeah.
I have a
But
philosophy:
again-
if it takes me more than 5 minutes, I'm not doing it.
No, and that's kind of how, like, I'm able to put the stuff out pretty quickly it does take time because, again, like, for Bobby, we've talked about it. Like, he films it, and then all he does is take a picture, and that's his screenshot. I mean, that's his thumbnail. He doesn't put anything in it. It's just, here's the figure. Like, there's no like, hey, this is the review on this. I'm like, nothing, no logo. You might put a logo in there now.
I say I drop about 2 hours in each video between editing and shooting it really quick. Maybe 2 hours max.
Yeah, I mean, I did the whole hiss thing today in less than an hour, which actually shocked me because I tried to do it. And again, I wasn't going in depth on it. I was just trying to compare it to a 3D printed one. And I know people have already kind of taken shots at it. And like I said, I got on here and my buddy was trying to call me about it. But I was on here.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, for me, it's usually, I can get them done like an hour, but it's the whole, like, after you get them done, putting them on that little spindle, the Lazy Susan, taking that really quick, and then doing, I have to do at least two different photos for my opening of it.
Right.
And I don't know about you guys, but on my phone, sometimes it tells me there's not enough space. So then I have to go and I have to delete anything.
I've had that a million times.
Or I have to restart the phone.
And,
yeah, and if you're using iMovie, you can't do anything on your phone while it's downloading.
Yeah.
So if the video is 40 minutes, sometimes it takes forever, and you're just like,
I've been.
I don't know what to do without my phone. Like,
I cut them in half now. If it's hour of a video, I just cut it.
Yeah,
I
well,
have 2 phones.
thank you, Stinky. I mean, yeah, I definitely am. I'm so grateful anytime someone gives me a compliment on the stuff. I know there's a lot of people that just go through it and they do it, and that's it. But
Yeah.
I mean, I did a whole stream last night just thanking people.
Yeah.
And again, it wasn't. I mean, I can tell by the views, it wasn't like one of my most highest viewed ones. But for me, it was like, this is what I want to do. A lot of people take everything for granted.
I had you playing in the background, but I was actually working late that night.
Oh no, dude! A lot of people, a lot of people are. I don't expect everyone to be. Again, I watch the chat, even if I'm not. I can't read it all, but I can see the names that are going through there, and when a lot of like certain regulars aren't in. I mean, again, we have other things to do. Maybe the football team they like is playing that day. Maybe there's a wrestling event they want to see, or maybe they're just out with their wife or something. Who knows?
Oh yeah. I got 3 teenage daughters on top of my wife troubles. Where's she at?
What's
You know,
your
For me, it's the issue of I drive through an area with bad reception, and I can't watch anything at that point.
Hey, I think literally, Lawrence, I think I've watched you like twice live, and it's like I made a comment once, and it's like, the rest of the time it's like I catch you the next morning because it's the way my life works out. It's like Monday nights are my worst night.
It's so. I'll say this. When I decided to do a stream, it took me time to decide what day I wanted it to be, and I wanted it to be like consistent. So I've missed once this year, and I will miss the 25th because it's Christmas. And the only reason I missed before was because I was in Florida, and I actually ended up going on with Payne's Toy Samples because I was back at the hotel. But for me, it was just like I picked that day. I knew I was going up against wrestling. I wasn't really worried about football because I've seen toy collectors. I didn't really need to worry about Monday Night Football. Wrestling was the big one. But I also wanted to do it where, even though there's a lot of news, I think my personality brings people in, and a lot of people watch the replay.
I generally watch replay. I'm the replay crew.
Yeah,
Sometimes I get
and-
distracted halfway through, and then I have to go back and replay it later. You know, it's because I got kids running around, and
I know what happens with Tony all the time, and he gets calls and stuff. He'll tell me, but I mean, there's a lot of people that watch it on the replay, and I take a long time going through all the news, and that's the whole point of. I want to say the whole point is, I mean, I get distracted very easily.
But you
But
have
it seems
fun
like
doing it.
Yeah, but I think people enjoy it and they actually see like it's fun. But everything that I say, it's hard. It is hard doing it for 3 hours by myself, and without the chat interacting with each other, it doesn't work. It becomes another boring stream of somebody just talking in a monotone. They talk about the figure and they move on. I've also realized if I don't have a topic, there's a lot less people that tune in.
Yeah.
And if the topic's Motu, I get even less people that tune in.
it's hard to think of a topic, I'm sure, at times.
Hey, while I'm thinking about it, Bacon, are we good for next Tuesday?
As far as I know.
Okay, that's the day after Christmas. I just want to make sure. We hadn't really discussed it, you know.
I work Christmas night, so for me it'll be come home, take my shower, sit down, do what I need to do, and wait for you.
All right, man. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I will say this: doing the topic, it starts off easy, and then you start going, "What am I going to talk about?" So, like for this week, it was like, "Oh, I can just say thanks." Now, I sat down because in my head, I'm like, "Well, I have all these people I can say thanks to," and then I sit down and I get through like seven or eight different things to say thanks to, and I'm like, I know more people watch it, right? And then I started writing them down as the show started because I'm like, dude, I forgot Shark Guys. He's donated so many memberships to the channel, and you're just like, oh shit. And then someone else said, I'm like, oh shit. And I know that I missed a bunch of people, and I tried to make it as clear as possible. Like, hey, I'm gonna miss some people, and I apologize up front, but there's no way to remember absolutely everyone. But
yeah, me being new to YouTube, I've already started to like notice people that like comment daily and like they're following hard, and you can just recognize that first special group that's entering your YouTube channel. And Bobby Wood is one of them, and he comments every day, and just it's like you develop a relationship with them.
And the other thing you'll find out, I mean, I don't know, Bacon, if you've had this happen yet. You'll start to find guys on Instagram that you communicate with that don't have a chance to watch your lives, or guys that just they're only commenting on your reviews because they're busy on whatever day you do a live. And that, again, my whole Thursday with a friend, it wasn't about just people on the YouTube. It's people in the whole community. And I didn't want to just talk toys. So, but there's a lot of people that I talked to on Instagram that, you guys would have no idea because you're not in my DMs. Well, you might be, but you're not. You're not on. Talking with them. And obviously,
oh no! Somebody sent me a video of a car stuck under a trailer this week.
Hey, I missed like the first time
Don't care what you say. It wasn't me.
The first time I found Bacon was the one you threw the Duke in the trash. It really was. And I watched that video and I was like, oh god, that's so funny. And it was like I'm start watching Bacon like every day. It's like that's the first thing I do in the morning. I just watch Bacon every morning. And it's
I caught Bacon in Lawrence's live, and that's how I found Bacon. He was driving a semi truck.
Yeah, but I saw that video and I'm like, oh god, that's so funny. And it's like one thing I really love about Bacon is like he takes the figure, puts it on the shelf, every time, and it's unless it goes in the garbage can.
Yeah, Bacon. You could just.
I really love that. It's like I'm watching a guy build his collection, and he doesn't review the same old shit.
Yeah.
You know, I love that too because it's like, you know, I don't want to
Yeah.
punch anybody or insult anybody, but it's like this week has been his tank and fire team, and it's like, okay, I get you
Yeah.
guys, I get you got it.
Today we're going to be reviewing
But,
Walmart
like, a little
retro
bored
carded
with
Screaming Duke.
And I'm sure everyone's burnt out on the his tank and all that.
Yeah.
Right now. It got
Yeah, it's
flooded.
like, I'm glad everybody got it, but at the same time, yeah, I am so burnt out on it because I can't do 112. You know, it's just not my thing. You know,
You'll
I've
see my
got
review on it in probably 3 years.
yeah, I got 1/18 his tanks, and I'm got more than I need of those, and I'm fine.
Those are still good too. I have tons
Yeah.
of those also.
Yeah, and it's like it's not that I am insulted or offended by the 112 his tanks. It's just like Jesus Christ, how many videos do you need to do in 1 week?
Everyone that got it.
Hey. Listen, I had to maximize my revenue from YouTube by reviewing every single one of those figures because that thing was.
And I'm not knocking that. I'm really not. I'm really not. It's just like oh, look, another his tank video. Gee, wow. You know?
I had to do separate videos because they were numbered, and I've done every number each review. So
there's that too. I haven't missed one, and you know the his driver got done way late because I got that fire team and I wanted to get that out. Again, I don't feel you have to be first. It does help, and if you're in the algorithm, it helps even more. But I was the second person to review it, and I was just like, I need to get it out because it helps the numbers.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I did for your video. It's not an insult to you. It's just I'm tired of fire team. Yeah, tired of it. You know.
So I'll say this: as much YouTube as I do, and I do 2 live streams a week. I've been going on with Oz or Pain. I'm on this now. You'll find yourself slowly watching less and less toy tubers just because you need to get away from it. So a lot of guys that I used to watch all the time, a lot of channels, I don't watch just because I can't continue. I mean, it's taken over my life. I mean, it sounds weird, but it's everywhere that I look right now. I walk in my house, there's all this stuff. But you turn away because it's just like there's too much toy tube on here. And you know, I would put something on while driving and you just listen to it. Now it's like, once you get stuck on the true crime stuff, it's a lot easier because there's so much of it, and then you just hit another one and boom, you listen to some sort of true crime, and next thing you're wondering, hey, what crime could I do? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, FBI. I don't mean that. Anyway, but I find myself watching less and less toy tubers. The same way that I watch myself watching less and less skateboarding, which you can't really watch skateboarding while you're driving anyway, but you can listen to. I mean, you could. It's just not.
It's not for long.
It's not a good idea.
Not recommended.
Well, your insurance company.
Yeah. But yeah, it's again, you'll find yourself watching less and less, and only tuning into the people that you really enjoy. But even then, you start missing like review videos because it's just like you go on it, watch it for 5 or 6 minutes because you want to get like if you're watching someone's video, don't just hit like. You need to get past the 30-second mark. That's how YouTube knows that people are watching it, and that's when they push it out. If you just click it and hit like, and like you'll look in your analytics, and if it says like this, it says like 70 people watched after the 30-second mark. If you see like 20%, you're like, shit, that's not good.
Yeah.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Isn't it crazy sometimes how you'll make a video and you'll be like, oh man, this is really going to take off, I think. And then it just bombs. I hate when that happens.
And yet you'll do something really mundane, like, oh, well, yeah, I got this figure. Boom. 800 plus views. And you're like, This was a $10 figure at Walmart. What the?
Yeah.
That retro carded Rhino, I've never figured out. I got to 12, I think it's 1300K now, and I'm like, I never figured out why. No idea. I wasn't the first to get it. I wasn't the last to get it. I don't know. To this day, I don't know why that video performed so well. And like, I've literally taken the hashtags of that video and put it on another video. Didn't do so well.
Hashtags don't work nearly what they used to. It's keywords
No, they do.
in your title and your description. I'm not sure exactly how, but I've watched so much of this stupid shit. What's funny with me is like the Lady J video, the Walmart exclusive.
Mhm.
That one, I look at, I'm like, how does this thing have 2,000 views? How does this thing have 2,500 views?
Right.
But the original Lady J, when I was still very new, got a lot of views. And it's one of those ones that I look at and I'm like, this one just keeps on moving up, and I don't get it. Because why is anyone watching a Lady J review years later, considering you can go to Walmart and be like, hey, look, there's Lady J. There's 5 of them.
Yeah, there's 60 of them.
I wanted to ask you, Lawrence, do you think the timing, like it in your studio, it shows you a good time to release your videos? Do you think that has a lot to bear on how many hits it gets?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
it does.
definitely that, right?
There's a time frame. It's like, you got to hit it really right, and it's like you got to know that you're about to fall out of that time frame.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like Bacon and me have been experiencing this a lot. It's like our 1/18 reviews are like really getting a lot of views, right? You said it to me too. And it's like I don't even understand it. It's like it's not new stuff. It's not necessarily old either. It's just like within the past.
I
Like,
think
5
it's a
years.
matter of people who've started collecting recently with the 112th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now there's something that they haven't seen. It's
Right.
something that, okay, not everybody's doing
And I was
the
like,
25th anniversary hits tank, the Mobat, the
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. My
I was
his tank and
like,
my
came
his
out.
tank and like a couple of the vintage collection that were a little late. It's like, okay, these are pretty fascinating. They're getting over a couple of hundred, so it's like, okay, what's going on here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't
Yeah,
even begun to dabble in vintage videos yet.
But like to answer what for a while I was putting all my videos starting at 7 a.m. and I still will put them out in the morning. YouTube says that as long they'll keep pushing it, I swear after 24 hours they kill it. Unless if it's doing amazing, if it's something that's doing amazing. The fire team did good for just under 48 hours, and then it just literally died. Again,
Oh, really?
when you're doing figures, you have an infinite amount of time. So, a lot of times what I'll notice is if I put one out at like 7 or 8 in the morning, the view count may do the same as if I drop it at 5 when it's busy. But what I'll get at 5 is a big lump of people right at the beginning. Because, again, reviews, you have an infinite amount of time, and then it's done.
I had a diorama video I did, and it sat for about a month with only like a couple hundred views. And then out of the sudden, in like one day, it just started skyrocketing. This is 4 weeks after it's been. And then I think it's like around 4.8. And then it just stopped. It did it for like a few days and then just stopped. But like when that happened, like subscribers were like literally piling in. It was crazy. I was like, what's going on? And then boom, it just hit the brakes. I was like, but it's still getting views here and there. So
that happened with my Raising the Flag. I put it out and I can go back and look. I want to say I put out in November.
Mm-hmm.
That's a couple years ago. And it just sat there. It did nothing. It went straight across, went through the new year, and then it had this really small spike. I want to say around the first or second week of the new year. And as I'm watching it, and I wasn't watching the stuff back then, like I wasn't even paying attention to it. It was before I really started. The only reason why I put it out there was just because you see people that have flags that are raised, but no one ever explains how to do it, or what's the easiest way to do it. And if I go back and I look at the analytics, like you see, it's flatlined for about 2.5 months, and then all of a sudden it spikes, and then it just shoots up. And I can't figure it out. It's not like there's a whole bunch of new flag new flag owners that are like, hey, I need to figure out how to do this, right?
Right.
But I
Yeah.
think people like seeing that old stuff because a lot of them are never going to get it. A lot of people will go back and they're trying to decide whether or not. But when it comes to like classified and stuff, Snake Eyes figures usually do really well. Sounds stupid. One
No,
of the guys continues to shoot up.
Last week I had 2 videos separated. 2 videos that was in 3 days. One was the retro Snake Eyes from Walmart.
Yep.
It's up over 700 in no time. The other one was the FSS Hawk who took a dive in the can. And he's about to pass 8.
I love it when they hit the can.
And it's amazing.
That was a funny
subscription
video,
number
though.
is-
It's like real funny. That was really good.
And and when it comes to like doing reviews, and this is what I found out, and it's anything, whether doing live streams or reviews, people tune in for you. I've said this numerous times. There's people that have asked me for advice and then they don't take it. I'm giving you advice on a lot of stuff that it's worked for me, but I only know it because of other YouTubers that I watch that talk about, hey, you should try this. You should do this. This helps the experience. It's not like I'm breaking anything. It's not like I'm, it's not like there's anything that's like, oh my God, I'm the first one to figure this out.
Yeah,
It's all
such an
stuff that I've
experimental
learned from other people. Snake Eyes is the Wolverine to the Joes. But no, I mean, again, like he's, that's you got to have that figure out all the time. You always have to have that figure out all the time. Just like you have to have Wolverine out. You have to have Stormtroopers out. You have to have Luke Skywalker out. These figures always have to be out. Again, you don't have to buy every one. I'll say it again. Like, I think that they've suckered so many people into the classified by putting that fucking number on it. And that number says, I have to have the next figure. Until you miss one figure that is too expensive to get, you're going to continue to do it. And once you're able to break that number pattern, I think then you'll be able to sit back and go, you know what? I don't really want that figure.
Yeah, I broke that number pattern with 0-0.
Well, okay, but yeah.
I broke a number pattern before the line even started.
Yeah, but you have one, right? So, Fatrid says, to my opinion, I think that's why Toy Federation is so successful. They release videos every Saturday, and it's all nostalgic toys. Yeah, I think the nostalgic stuff does really well, to be honest. To me, it's boring to go back and review that stuff. I don't mind talking about some of the stuff, but I can't go back. I will say this, and I've said this so many times on my live streams and different reviews. I started just doing videos because no one was comparing them to, comparing the classified to the vintage, and I had them all. There are so many things that I found on the O-rings that I didn't know were there. Like, I didn't realize that Beachhead has a red beret.
Yeah.
In a pocket.
See, I didn't have much in the way of the old O-rings, so I didn't
I knew
have a
he had the
Cowboy
red
flag, but
beret.
still have.
I knew he had the red beret, but it was like, when they put it on the classified figures, I was like, I don't know about this decision, but I knew why they made it.
Yeah, and I didn't know it till Lenny said it. But again, you could take it off. You didn't have to have it on there. So,
Right.
if they would have made it where it's like permanent, would have been awful.
The only thing I hated about Beachhead was those green weapons. It's like, oh,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
subbed them very quickly.
The shin guards.
yeah.
The shin guards got in the way of posing the
I don't have
feet.
a red one.
What is that? I mean, I know what it is. What is
It's
it?
my army beret.
I know, but what?
Unit flash. Transportation.
Okay. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that used to belong to a specialized group of soldiers. And then the army decided all soldiers should have black berets. That pissed a bunch of people off.
Hmm.
And I think that lasted for like 2 years, and then they all went back to soft caps.
I wish I still had it. And my dad, all he ever collects is John Wayne, but he's not nostalgic for anything. He gave me his SP band from when he was in the Navy, the Short Patrol.
Mhm.
And I used to wear it because I always played, military. I didn't really, basically, it's the Short Patrols, it's the MPs of, and I have no idea where it's at. And he gave it to me as a kid. Like that's how much nostalgia he cares about. And I look back and I'm like, God, I wish I had that because that was just something really cool. He's just he's just a humble guy that doesn't care about that stuff. And
Yeah, my grandfather had a soft cap signed by Arlie Ermy,
okay.
and he gave it to my brother. And my brother, being the drunken asshole he is, sold it. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm gonna beat you senseless.
Wow.
Wow. My grandmother worked at an airport for a little while, and she met Elvis Presley and brought him lunch and got his signature. So I thought that was really cool.
Fat Elvis or skinny Elvis?
I believe it was Fat Elvis.
Doesn't matter.
She was bringing him the famous
There was a question.
banana sandwich, something like that with mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise, of course, I have mayonnaise. It's Fat Elvis.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta go. I actually have to get sleep every now and then.
Thanks, Punk. I appreciate all the YouTube info and
Listen, I mean this for anyone. I only know stuff because I've watched so much stuff. If anyone is doing any type of YouTube, if they have any questions and they want to ask me, just shoot me a message. Don't shoot it to the old Instagram because I'll never get it. But if you have a question, if there's just something you're wondering and you see me do it on my stream, ask me. I'm not one of those people that I want to hide keep the secrets to myself. There's a lot of other people that don't want to do that.
I appreciate it. I know you've been doing it for years, so any info you can give us is greatly appreciated.
Yeah, like I said, you guys, have any questions? Anyone in the chat, whatever you're watching this on a replay, shoot me a message if you just see something. I'm more than happy to answer it. Like I said, I'm not keeping any secrets. So anyway, thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming out, man.
What?
So thanks for coming out.
Oh, for sure. And I know Bacon and Aaron, I will see you. Robert, if you show up, great. I'd love to have you. And I will be on Friday, so you're going to be driving a big rig. Bacon?
I'm always driving on Fridays.
All right, well, look for the Punk's Pit, so.
Actually, stinky, loose lips ruin marriages, so.
All right, guys. Take care.
Take care.
See you, Punk.
Take care, Punk.
And then there was 3.
Hey.
What time is it? Who cares?
It's 12:30 in the morning.
It's 12:30 where I'm at too. We're in the same time zone. How about that?
Oh shit! It's 12:30 in the morning. I have to get up at 5. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's funny. Alabama, Kentucky, Ohio.
Hey, yeah, we are.
Yeah. I gotta go play electrician sometime tomorrow and buzzer all around Atlanta and stop at 5 Rosses if I can.
Yeah.
I hate being broke. I got to go shop at Poor's.
I'm broke all the time. Nobody wanted these, man. Nobody wanted these.
What's that?
Oh man, this is a GPK
Oh,
from 1986.
Well,
nice.
nobody wanted this.
Yeah. I
Nobody
want
wanted that.
Hey, will you send me that head? I'll bust this pack open right now. I want me to bust this pack open. This is series 3, man. It's a good series. You guys like garbage?
86.
I think okay, it's 86. Yeah, 86 still has the chewing gum in there. Might be good.
That'll break your teeth now.
Yeah. You remember? Did you guys
remember
collect these when you were
scattering
kids?
that in the parking lot at my local grocery store?
Yeah.
I had a buddy who would buy a bunch of those, and he'd give me some of the extras when he'd get doubles.
Yes, yeah, because you would always get that, and a lot of schools like banned them, and the parents were against them, and just like because
Oh,
they
it
were,
was so
And then
great.
there was a movie.
yeah, they were kind of gross and stuff. But I love them. I remember
The
going to
movie
the
was
bubble
bad,
gum
though.
store. Yeah, I'd walk to the candy store and get these, and they were only well, this doesn't. Oh yeah, it does have a price on it. They're only 25 cents. Oh shit.
Yeah.
I don't know
They
where
were
my camera is.
No.
Yeah, 25 cents. So man, if you buy 5 packs now, because Target does sell them and they have all these new series, it's $20 for like 5 packs.
Oh,
So where we lost the 25 cents a pack, I have no idea. But we did somewhere down the road.
Back when I was young, I could get little Debbie's.
oh my God! When I was young, walked to school uphill both ways.
Both ways
In
in
the
the snow, pouring rain.
I was in a truck stop at a freaking Wendy's this week, and little girl taking my order had no idea that Wendy's used to have a 99-cent menu. I feel bad. I told her to die and go to hell.
I got Stinky Cat. I got some stuff I'll send on return, Aaron. Nice.
2 roses and 2 ollies. Well, congratulations on the ollies. Roses.
Sorry if I
Roses?
didn't send a message.
Wow. That's
Oh, I did.
that's a name from the
Looks
past.
like Jason took off on us.
Yeah.
Yep, 2 roses and 2 ollies tomorrow.
Mhm.
Ooh,
There are 2
Yeah.
rows left.
I have no
in the
idea
world?
where that came from.
Ross's. He's talking about Ross's and
Oh, Ross's makes sense.
yeah, he's
Yeah,
a
no, I'm
toy-
just being a smartass.
Oh, okay.
He's toy hunting. Isn't it fun to toy hunt sometimes and just see what you can find? It's really exciting for me sometimes.
I don't know if we were in the feed earlier when I said this, but I got the last figure I needed for a Build-A-Figure way for $6 from Target the other day.
Man, that's awesome.
Nice.
That's awesome. I'm waiting for that Boba Fett to go on sale. That's been like I think it's been like $38 or something, and I want it.
The 40th anniversary one.
Yes, but it's stacked. It's always stacked on the pegs, right? So I'm like, and it's been months and months. So I'm like, this is gonna go on clearance. I'm gonna get one at clearance. So I'm just waiting for it to happen.
Freaking, I'm waiting on that Luke and that Chrysanthemum to go on sale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love Luke Skywalker.
I got that Boba back when he was in the Galaxy packaging.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah, I picked up this that Mandalorian for this was only $3.99. So
Oh, I've seen a couple of toy hunts with that. Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, $3.99. I was like, man, let me get this just to repaint it.
Which Mando? Oh, nice.
$3.99. I was like, I'm gonna pick it up just to do a custom.
$14.50.
Nice.
Oh man, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's
I don't know why I'm looking at the. I got a big screen right here. That's awesome. That is awesome.
So, you got your Dreadnoks yet, Aaron?
I have Rippa and Buzza,
Okay.
but hang on. I think I got Buzzer right here. Didn't you hate Buzzer's glasses? Hang on, let me grab them.
I haven't gotten either of those two yet.
Hang on, let me grab my Buzzer because I did a modification video. I don't know if you caught it.
I'm still waiting on Hella Dope Toys. Hint, Ted.
Let me fix them. Let me get it. So this is my Buzzer. Okay, hang on. I'm still learning how to angle my camera. And you see the glasses I made for him? Because I hated those goggles, man. I just hated the goggles. I couldn't stand them. So I made these glasses out of a soda can.
Oh, nice.
Then, yeah, they're not bad. They're a little crooked on his face right now, but try to adjust it.
That is better. I like it.
They pinch on there really good. And then
apparently Sergeant Slaughter's glasses fit Buzzer.
Yeah, and then I had to make the Buzzer blade. Did you see the crazy chainsaw they gave him?
Yeah.
So I made this thing.
Oh, that looks a lot better.
Yeah, it's just kind of like the blade that he had. Made it out of a soda can. I took this part right here. The actual gun and stock was just from the Alley Viper from Classified, and I just cut the barrel out and pulled the mag out and modified it like that.
As weird as the original figures gun chainsaw was, I really loved it.
Yeah, that's why I was like, the chainsaw that they gave him, I mean, I probably got it laying over there somewhere, but it just looked like a lumberjack's chainsaw. I know it had a cool handle in the end, but man, he's not a lumberjack, you know, he's a dreadnought.
So a long while back, GameStop had this big sale where all their clearance stuff was like a huge discount. And at the time I had Zartan. And one thing a Dreadnought needs is his ride.
Yes. Oh, Lordy.
Ooh. What is that?
Ooh, put that on big screen, Bacon. Put you on screen. I gotta see this Warlock.
Ooh, that is nice.
Where do I get that again? Where do I purchase that right now?
Oh, there isn't one on that side. There you go.
Oh man, that's Batman.
That's a bat skull on the front.
That is insane looking. I've never seen it.
And of course, that wasn't the only one.
Wow.
Don't know who I'm gonna give this one to yet.
Ooh, that's cool too.
Yeah,
I've never
that's very
seen
cool.
That.
Yeah,
And
that's new
last but not
information
least-
for me as well.
Oh boy, you're gonna have them decked out.
Now there are two
Nice.
more. One came out with the Flash movie that doesn't impress me,
Yeah.
but there's one that's like a large armored like wedge. It looks pretty badass.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm probably gonna pick those up if I can find them on clearance. Of all
Nice.
my Dreadnoughts, might be able. Nice if I could see your reaction.
Yeah, that is amazing. Those bikes look amazing. Message me and
Yeah, they're McFarlane.
okay.
DC
Yeah,
Multiverse.
I'll have to look them up and see if I can hunt them down. Are those old or they've been out for a while or?
The two that are boxed still came out with the Batman movie,
And
and then this one, I don't even know what this came out as part of.
that one looks amazing.
God, I get Vengeance vibes from that.
Yeah, that's
Remember Vengeance
And
from
then-
Ghost Rider, the Ghost Rider
Yeah,
comic?
and then he also did a monster truck for that Batman line that
Oh, wow.
scales fairly well with the Classified.
Yep.
How'd you guys feel about the mothership that Super 7 was going to release? What's your-
Nice idea, terrible application. I'm trying to remember the quote. Is like, it's like HasLab prize for Super 7 quality. I think that summed it up really well.
Yeah. Yeah. My buddy was really hyped for it.
I'll save you some money, same quality, slightly smaller scale, $300.
Yeah, I mean, it was like it's like a thing. It's like when I saw it, I'm like, this is a frisbee of doom.
Yes.
They scaled it the wrong way, and it's like
I don't think it was shaped right either.
No, I don't think it was. And it's like I
supposed to be
get
flat.
what they were trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
It just the execution was bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Execution's always bad.
I didn't back it, and
I
my
didn't
buddy
either.
and I watched it, because it had my attention, but just with the action figures not being, I know they're going in the O-ring or whatever. They should have they should have brought that O-ring up before they released the mother shit, and they should have waited till like tax season, and they would have done fine. But I'm glad it didn't, because like I said, I wasn't satisfied with the overall shape, and just like I think it could have been way better. I'd hate to say it right here. This is probably the first time I said it. I'm actually going to try to build one this summer in classified scale and see if I can do it all out of ABS. It's not going to be 3D printed. It's actually going to be handmade and constructed. But I know that sounds crazy. But I got a big garage here. I got a big 2-car garage, and my car sit outside. So
Right.
We're gonna see if we can do that. I know it's a crazy thing to attempt, but I've been drawing some stuff up, and I'm not going by their plans. I didn't like the cockpit layout and all that. I wasn't impressed with it at all on the layout. I think it could have been way better. I think the window applications of the snake eye, where the eyes are at the snake. I mean, you should make some like bustable window where you can actually have a Joe coming out of it or something cool like that incorporated, because that's what you see.
Yeah.
The guy getting thrown through the window.
Cobra Commander goes through the window and smashes the globe. It's like that's maybe a very iconic thing.
Maybe those eyes are shaped in a diamond pattern where they hinge out and open up. So I got some cool plans for it. I don't know. The only problem is I don't know how long it's going to take me. But we were going to wait till the first of the year to announce it. But you heard it first right here on Big Bacon's Neighborhood.
Hey, there you go. Wow, that's cool bike.
Yeah, that looks awesome with Zartan on there.
Yeah.
I got to hunt down that bike now. What do you have Zorana?
Yep. He's up there somewhere. He's at this hand holding a rifle.
Hello.
And the rifle holding this arm up.
Yeah. Did she have a bad arm on yours?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think they all did.
I got lucky. I did not have the bad arm. Somehow, some way, I did not have the bad arm.
I have her opened up, and I never did a review on her, so
yeah.
I've opened her up, and my arm was loose, and I've never detached. I just felt it loose, and that was it. So it's not. For some reason, the kids don't play with Zorana too much for some reason. So they like all the troopers and stuff. They like playing with all the army builders. And,
right.
So.
Well, I'm gonna bow out because I got to get up at like 5 a.m. and I'm way past my bedtime. Aaron, nice to meet you.
Nonsense.
Nice to meet you, Robert. I appreciate it.
All right, Bacon. I'll see you on Infinite Bacon.
You got it, good sir.
All right, take care. Bye,
Robert. Nice meeting you.
Oh goodness.
Down to the two homeless people.
Yeah, I'm on isolation, so.
Are you?
Yeah, my little ones tested positive for COVID the other day.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
So I get to lock myself away in the bunker.
So you got all the free time in the world, huh?
Figure it's a good time to knock out my top 10 list.
Yes, in fact I gotta get started on mine.
I got the first one filmed. I just got to edit it all together now.
Oh well, you're way ahead of me. I gotta pull that together. I got a diorama contest that I gotta be up for Christmas morning at 10 o'clock. We're gonna give away a diorama. But well, we're gonna announce it and then build it. But I'm gonna give away the figures with it.
Nice.
Here's Missy right now bringing a freaking bowl of ice cream. Where's my bowl of
I
ice?
just want a kiss.
Oh,
yeah.
she's
Mm.
I love you.
he's finally gonna get to see what this fat bastard looks like.
I seen you earlier.
I saw you checking me out.
You do be looking
I
pretty darn good.
I told her I was like I'm just gonna go drive up there and hang out with him.
It's all right. Once you've had fat, you'll always want that.
I got my fat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm baking up. I'm pretty sure we're the same size, man. I'm about 240 right now.
Bitch, please.
I like them big.
She likes them big.
I
Girl.
clocked in at 270 at my last physical.
Oh really? I was up to 270 for a while, and then one of my buddies just talked me into coming into a jiu-jitsu class, and man, I just got addicted to jiu-jitsu for the longest time, and I
See you, Fat Red.
lost a crap load.
Adios, Stinky.
Yeah, Stinky. Bye. Good night, guys. Sorry we kept you up so late. How about you, Bacon? How you feeling? About ready to hit the hay?
I'm alive.
Yeah.
I don't know what that truly means, but
I normally pound coffee till like 3 a.m. and then I crash out and then I get up around 6 or 7.
I've been up since 4 p.m. yesterday, so or not even yes.
Uh,
What the hell is it? Wednesday now? So I've been up since 4 a.m. Monday.
Now.
4 p.m. Monday.
Oh wow. You
Woke
probably
up, cleaned the truck up, did the pre-tripping, started driving, got home, got to deal with everything, and now I'm here.
you probably done some long driving hauls, huh?
A little bit.
Her uncle drives trucks, but he drives he carries like the ones with all the vehicles stacked on them, and he has to like
Car carrier.
yeah, and he has to like load them and unload them sometimes. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
I would get nervous.
Fuck that. You get a strap wrong,
Yeah,
you just bought a car.
yeah, I was like, how do you do that? I was like, I would be a nervous wreck. I don't know. Not the job for me. I hate driving my work truck.
I show up with my truck, I back in, hook the trailer, take it where it needs to go, drop it, grab another trailer, and go.
Nice. Nice.
I don't touch anything.
The only trailers I pick up are 16 footers filled with trash from houses.
Yeah, I'd rather back my trailer than a 16-footer.
Yeah, right. Isn't that true? The bigger the trailer, the easier it is to direct.
Yes and no.
Okay,
You need a lot more space to do it,
right. Yeah, I imagine that.
but pinpointing it is a lot easier.
Yes, because when I
Because
have
with
my
a little trailer, they just like that.
oh yeah,
And if you overdo it, you
Jack,
overdo it quickly.
yeah, because when I have my 8-foot trailer and then like I have my 16-footer on or my boat or something, like it's way more easier. And I used to be the worst at pulling trailers until like let's say about 10 years ago, and I wouldn't do it. I would have either my brother or a helper on the job that was really good at it. I'd be like, back that trailer in for us. But 10 years ago, I was like, I just got to learn how to back up a trailer. And I finally learned how to do it myself. And the trick was everyone was teaching me to look over my shoulder and do it. And that just wasn't working for me. And I'm a mirror guy. So I use my mirrors to back up.
I do a nice little combination because I can't look out the rear window.
Oh, okay. I know everyone has their own little way.
I will, once I get set, I'm usually positioned in such a way I can look out the window at the back of the trailer
Yeah.
to start lining it up. And then once you lose eyesight with that, you got the mirror right there. So
Yeah.
between the two, no problem.
Well, I'll tell you what, Bacon, I'm probably going to hit the hay. And I love your stream. It was cool. I appreciate the invite on there. I like rolled up in the chat and that link wasn't back in there, so I had to like.
Yeah, Lawrence had filled me in on some information, and
Oh, okay.
he warned me about a couple of streams he had where people who just kind of showed up and decided to, hey, look at me, and it was stuff he didn't want to see.
Oh,
So yeah, I got to think of a new way to
that's
deal with that in the future.
I'm glad you pointed that out because I never thought of that too. And you could have like just some broad stripping on your your live. Of course, we wouldn't take that off.
Yeah, but somebody would complain. You know, somebody, some little bitch would be like, "Oh my god, she's not fat like me."
Yeah, I wouldn't want to get no copyright or whatever the strike or. Oh man, yeah. Have you ever got a copyright or anything like that?
I've gotten 2,
Yeah.
and they were on shorts.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing was, it was Weird Al's White and Nerdy.
Mm-hmm.
I used the music and it copyright claim, and then under it said artist authorizes use for short play. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Right.
And then the Star Wars Duel of the Fates, same thing. Artist authorizes for short use.
Right.
I'm like, well, it's a minute video, so short use.
Yeah.
They didn't block nothing, didn't take nothing off.
I've gotten the copyright checks, but never the strikes. I've gotten, and they're all just audio, just sound. And it says that it doesn't affect your channel. So I was like, well, if it doesn't affect my channel, I don't care. You know, I'm not here. Like, I don't know if I don't catch views from that, but I really don't care as long as I can carry the sound in there. Cause,
Yeah, they can't demonetize you if you're not monetized.
right.
But that's why all of my audio, all of my music is me.
Yeah. So what happens when you do get monetized? Do those videos just not collect for you, or?
I honestly don't know how it
Maybe.
deals with previous claims. So
Yeah. We'll be monetized one day and we'll find all that out. Subscribe now if you're watching.
I don't know if anybody is. I'm showing 2 viewers.
I think we're in 2, and guess what? I have my phone on. Yeah.
So do I.
So we're just sitting here watching ourselves. No. But yeah, I was about to hit the hay anyway.
Well, it used to be a Friday night for me back in high school.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watch yourself. Nobody else will.
No, you had a good stream though, man. We had a bunch of people on, and yeah, I appreciate you popping into mine. That was awesome. I already knew what I was gonna do today. I was like, oh, we're going to Mr. Bacon's neighborhood after my stream. I was like, we're gonna get it going.
Now I got to figure out what to do for raw bacon in 2 weeks.
Yeah. So that'd be cool. If you think you're gonna do 10 o'clock on Tuesdays.
Infinite Bacon, I don't know what time that is actually set for because Robert sets that one.
Yeah.
I just show up.
All right.
But on the weekends we don't do Infinite, or on the weeks we don't do Infinite Bacon, I typically try to do something. And I typically try to aim for 10.
Awesome. Well, I'm just gonna sneak in right before that, and then we'll all join you guys and be a little bacon and Aaron Tuesday.
Change your name to Eggs. Bacon and Eggs. Bacon and Eggs.
Hang on, I'm on it.
Bacon and
Bacon and kegs. All right.
yeah, I don't have a keg, but
All right.
don't have whiskey anymore either.
Yeah, I can't drink alcohol. I do once, maybe twice a year at special occasions. But yeah, if I drink, I get hammered in like 2 beers and I'm passed out and then can't even function the next morning.
I will take 2 shots a week, typically to make sure I get some good sleep Tuesday night to Wednesday.
Yeah.
Because I got to stay up all day Wednesday, all night Wednesday, so I can sleep Thursday to go back to work.
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
fun times.
All right, buddy.
right, man.
I'm gonna let you go. You be careful on the road, Bacon. Keep
All right.
pumping up.
Anybody watching this on the replay, thanks for coming out. Thanks for sticking around, and don't do anyone I wouldn't do.
Be safe, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye, buddy.